is and what they accomplished over the last 50 years. I look forward to hearing from you on your favorite sports memories.
Located just 20 minutes from Grand Rapids and Kent City, the Falls at Barber Creek is one of Michigan's premier golfing destinations. The beautifully designed 18-hole public golf course welcomes golfers of all ages and skill levels. Its challenging track with dramatic elevation changes through breathtaking scenery, including a 40-foot waterfall, makes it a place you're definitely going to want to play. Check out the course with a drone flyover and reserve your tee times at thefallsatbc.com.
Looking for a great place to buy a used truck or car? Check out Extreme Truck and Auto Center, located at 1098 O'Malley Drive in Coopersville. They have a huge selection of trucks, cars, vans, and SUVs. Stop by their lot or give them a call at 616-384-3777. You can check out their inventory at xtacenter.com.
Weights have been lifted. Sprints have been run. Preparation for today's game is history. It's time to get it done. You're listening on MichiganSportsRadio.com.
Well, hi again, everyone, and welcome to another exciting night of high school football in what should be an extremely special contest here tonight. We are live from the campus of East Kentwood High School. Falcon Stadium is the site for a matchup between the number one ranked team in Division IV, the Grand Rapids South Christian Sailors, and the number one ranked team in Division V, the Grand Rapids Catholic Central Cougars. My name is Bob Sack. I'll have all the play-by-play for you tonight. John Wasik will be alongside with his color analysis in a little bit. And friends, we have an absolute dandy for you tonight. It is a rivalry that really spans the years and spans the sports. Catholic Central and South Christian have been battling on the gridiron for several years in great matchups. They've done it on the hardwood in basketball, done it in girls basketball for years, and even on the soccer field it's becoming a heated rivalry. They are two schools with great athletic traditions, two schools that have the utmost respect for each other, but in all honesty, they really don't like each other, and that makes for an absolute fantastic clash here tonight between these two traditional powers, South Christian and Catholic Central. The story as well tonight, though, is the Catholic Central Cougars. They come into the game having won 42 straight contests. They have not lost, get this, they have not lost to a Grand Rapids area team since 2016. In that time span, they've won 3 state championships, and under Coach Todd Colster have won state titles in 5 of the last 6 years. So it's a tall order for South Christian tonight, but a task that clearly the Sailors are up to and have been gunning for all season long. Tonight's game is brought to you by Treadstone Mortgage. Tonight's pregame show is brought to you by Quackelar Farm Bureau. We've got a big pregame show set for you in just a moment. We're going to send it to Todd Scrotenborough and a feature for this week from the student broadcast program at South Christian. A couple of students, aspiring broadcasters, sat down with Jake DeHaan and Cam Post and talked about tonight's game. Later on, John Wasik will join me for more analysis on the Farm Bureau pregame show, and then lastly, Zach Blackwire stops in for his weekly visit as the Coach's Corner, brought to you by Sobe. That's all ahead on the pregame show tonight, brought to you by Farm Bureau Quackelar Insurance. You are listening to South Christian football and watching South Christian high school football on Sailor Zone and MichiganSportsRadio.com.
Somebody once said life moves pretty fast, and that's exactly how we like it. Want to build something? Great. Start businesses, build bridges, raise a whole city. Future in fighting crime? Want to save lives? Do it all here. But you've got to go forward fast. Because today is now, and tomorrow is soon. And to get ahead of the game, you got to get ahead of your time. This is your future, so take it and move all of us forward.
Are you looking for a new career? Aetna Supply is hiring. Aetna Supply is Michigan's #1 plumber wholesaler, servicing local customers for over 50 years. They offer great benefits, a 401k with company match, quarterly bonuses, and no Sundays. Once again, check them out at aetnasupply.com/careers or click on their logo on the Michigan Sports Radio homepage.
What would you do with some extra time? Shop Fastlane today.
To everyone who loves great food, let us make you a meal the Wisconsin way.
We cook each butter burger to order for you and the people you love, so it's the best part of your day.
The best.
The best.
And every creamy scoop of fresh frozen custard, pure happiness.
Pure happiness.
Pure happiness. Because where Culver's comes from.
And the heart of America's Dairyland.
Our love.
Our love for fresh food is as strong as our love for all of you.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious.
Founded in 1969, J&H Family Stores has grown from a single tank truck to over 50 convenience store locations in West Michigan. Our locations offer a variety of fuel options ranging from Exxon, Mobil, Marathon, and Citgo. At many of our stores, you'll also be pleased to find a Tim Hortons or Subway. Find the location near you by visiting myjhfamilystores.com. There's one in your neighborhood.
My name is Taylor Seitzma.
I'm Mason Vandenberg.
And we're interviewing here Cam Post and Jake DeHaan. So tell me, boys, you guys are 5-0 right now, and you guys are having a terrific season. What has been going good so far, and how do you think you guys got here?
I think it all started in the off season. All our teams put a lot of work into the weight room, which is a great start.
Yeah.
And I agree with that. I think being in the weight room a lot in the off season has helped us be really physical. Our offensive line and our defense have been really good this year, giving our quarterback a lot of protection, letting him pass the ball, run the ball.
Yeah, that's great.
So obviously you guys have to practice a lot. With a good season comes a lot of work. So how does your offense really help your defense in practice, and how does your defense help your offense?
I mean, our defense is great. So for me as a quarterback, it just creates it makes me a lot better as a quarterback, and it makes our whole entire offense a lot better because we know what we have to go against. So then when it comes to Friday nights, it is almost easier than what it is like going against our defense.
Right.
And I think that our offensive practice really helps our defense because our offense, we still have a lot of skill position players. For our defensive backs are still really quick, really fast, a lot of strong linemen that give us really good reads. So I think it's just really helpful.
Yeah, so when it comes to playing Catholic Central on Friday, what do you think is going to be like the most important key to getting the W?
I think that there's a lot of things that's going to take to come on top because we respect Catholic. They're a good team. But I think if we give our best on every play, like we usually do, take it one play at a time and don't panic, I think we'll come on top.
Yeah, for sure. What about you, Cam?
Yeah, and I agree with that. If we go into the game just knowing that we're prepared, knowing that we're good enough to be there and that it's going to be a good game, I think we're going to do just fine.
Yeah, those are both great answers. So Catholic Central is currently 42 and they haven't lost a game in a while, and they certainly have not beat a Grand Rapids area team since about 2016. So what would it mean to you guys to beat them this week?
It would mean a lot. I mean, past 2 years, we had really good games with them, and we always want to win those games. But I think this year we're really confident. We don't really pay too much attention to their record the past few years. We're just focused about this week, so I think we're pretty confident going into it.
Yeah, Coach Brown stresses just get better get better every time. It doesn't matter who you're playing. So I think that our team's doing a good job of that and just worrying about ourselves and not worrying about our opponent.
Yeah, absolutely. and you guys are supposed to have like a huge amount of supporters and fans coming out to see you. How do you think fan support helps you guys?
Just creates a different energy. I mean, there's always more energy when there's more crowd people or more people coming to the games, and so it just makes it more fun. But it also adds a little bit of anxiety. So I think that as leaders, seniors, me and Cam are going to have to do a good job of just keeping everybody in check.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and I agree with that. Looking back on COVID, there wasn't much of a fan base, so it kind of didn't really feel that special to go out and play on Friday night. But the past 2 years after COVID's been done, the fan support's always helpful, always gives you more energy. You hear them cheering and you just want to keep playing hard. But yeah, just got to stay under control and not get too caught up.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Hopefully you guys play great on Friday, and let's go Sailors.
Yeah, let's go Sailors. Thanks for coming out, Jake and Cam.
Cornerstone University.
The professors are very open to helping whenever they can.
Academic excellence, character-driven athletics, Christ-centered community involvement.
Cornerstone has been a great opportunity for me to grow as a leader, just being able to approach people and be warm and welcoming and hospitable.
Experience it for yourself. Attend a Golden Eagle Day at Cornerstone for a taste of campus life and the chance to meet faculty and staff. To arrange a visit for your high school junior or senior, go to cornerstone.edu. Cornerstone University. Build a life that matters.
A sense of purpose, a higher calling. At Dean Transportation, we call it our passion. It's simply who we are. 60 years of pioneering the best health and safety standards because safe student transportation is essential. We are hard-working folks, connecting children to learning, schools to our communities, and you to a better career. Want to make your community a better place? We'll put you in the driver's seat. Join the Dean family today and help to connect our kids to brighter futures.
Welcome back to East Kentwood's Falcon Stadium. Bob Sack alongside John Wassink as we get you set for this one. Farm Bureau Quackelar Insurance pregame show rolls on here. And John, good to be back with you tonight. And what a matchup. You've been through these. Catholic Central's been through these. What's going on in the minds of South Christian and this team that has had some big games, but nothing like this?
Yeah, I mean, the nerves are churning. You know, they were probably churning since last night before all their heads hit the pillows, honestly. You know, you think about it the night before and you think about it all day during school, and they're at the point now where I think they probably just want to get to the kickoff and they just want to start hitting and start playing. And, I mean, these are the types of games when you grow up as a little kid, these are the types of games you want to play in. This is that type of game.
This is a team in Catholic Central that South Christian hasn't seen all year in terms of how they play. It is a extremely explosive team that throws a lot of wrinkles offensively. What's different tonight that Danny Brown and Coach Burgess and the staff has had to prepare for that's so different from the first 4 weeks of the season?
Yeah, well, part of it's the personnel. You know, like you were saying, you know, Catholic's personnel is just better than anything South has seen so far. But they're, you know, Catholic's really well coached. You know, they, especially on offense, they do all sorts of shifts and motions. And it's going to be key for South's defense tonight to, you know, be in sync together and moving quickly and not get outnumbered on those plays. And, you know, Catholic's well coached, and let's see what South comes up with.
If you had to pick one player tonight, John, on either side of the ball for South Christian and for Catholic Central that is vital to their team winning, who is it?
Yeah, you know, being a quarterback myself, I got to say both quarterbacks, you know, and it's, you know, I mean, the line, I always talk about the line of scrimmage, you know, in our broadcast too, and that's vital. But, you know, quarterbacks, you know, basically touch the ball every play. They're part of every play, and, you know, they're usually part of the turnovers if they happen. And, you know, so I think I got to go with the quarterbacks.
All right. When we return, we'll hear more about this game. Zach Blackwire, the offensive coordinator for South Christian, joins us as the Farm Bureau Quackelar Insurance pregame show rolls on from East Kentwood High School.
To everyone who loves great food, let us make you a meal the Wisconsin way.
We cook each butter burger to order for you and the people you love, so it's the best part of your day.
The best.
The best.
And every creamy scoop of fresh frozen custard, pure happiness.
Pure happiness.
Pure happiness. Because where Culver's comes from.
And the heart of America's Dairyland.
Our love.
Our love for fresh food is as strong as our love for all of you.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious.
Bowling is a great time that combines great friends, football, and bowling. Compete against your friends or family, throwing a football at 10 real bowling pins. You can bring in your own food, or they have a pair of 45-foot bars featuring soft drinks and adult beverages. Visit bowlingwarehouse.com, Grand Rapids, to reserve your lanes.
Founded in 1969, J&H Family Stores has grown from a single tank truck to over 50 convenience store locations in West Michigan. Our locations offer a variety of fuel options ranging from Exxon, Mobil, Marathon, and Citgo. At many of our stores, you'll also be pleased to find a Tim Hortons or Subway. Find the location near you by visiting myjhfamilystores.com. There's one in your...
Welcome back inside Falcon Stadium on the campus of East Kentwood High School, getting you ready for a colossal matchup. Number 1 in Division 5, Grand Rapids Catholic Central. Number 1 in Division 4, South Christian, joined as always by the offensive coordinator for the Sailors, Zach Blackwire. Zach, before we talk about this week's game, great win last week, but there's one thing I want to bring up about last week in the 43-2 win over TK. Carson Viss, 9 receptions, 117 yards, 3 touchdowns. What did you see in practice leading up to that to get him so involved, and how has he developed as the season was worn on heading into tonight?
You know, so we kind of had the same situation with Elliott Grassheiss a few years ago. You know, you start putting them always at that, you know, that X position, which is away from trips and all by themselves, and teams put their best corner on them. So we said, we got to be intentional and get this guy the ball. So we started moving him around. And you're going to see a lot of that today. You'll see him in the slot. You'll see him outside receiver. He'll be all over the place.
How important is it to establish the run game? That's been a stat that Catholic has controlled the last couple of years. What will you do tonight to establish the run?
The run's always important because you got your play-action pass off the run, and obviously the run keeps time of possession down and helps your defense out. They're very tough. This defense is a very tough defense, though, to face, and so the run might be a little bit more difficult. You're probably going to see us pass a little bit at the beginning, but I think after we get the hang of it a little bit, we're going to be able to run the ball, too, hopefully.
They've won 42 in a row, 3 straight state titles. How good would it feel to win this game tonight? What would it mean to you?
That's all I can think about. I'm trying to do my job today, teaching. Hopefully no one from Zeeland's watching. But all I'm thinking about is the game, and the kids are thinking about it. The biggest thing that we need the kids to do is get the emotions out of it, you know, and play like it's any other game, even though it's not, and see what we can do. And it would feel amazing, Bob.
All right, Zach Blackwire, good luck. South Christian Catholic Central ready to go. Let's go down to the field where the South Christian Band, as you set for tonight's national anthem.
Great crew with us. Please help me welcome our officials. The opportunity to play this game is only made possible by their commitment to high school sports and our student athletes. We appreciate their efforts and they deserve our respect. Ladies and gentlemen, we now ask that you please rise as we sing our national anthem, played by the South Christian Marching Band, directed by Mr. Chad Rosenbaum.
That wraps up the Farm Bureau pregame show. When we return, it's the kickoff. South Christian, Catholic Central on Michigan Sports Radio and the Sailor Zone.
Replace that worn-out carpet or floor? Floor Coverings International makes it easy. They bring their mobile showroom to you. Save yourself the trip and gas shopping around. See a wide selection of carpet, hardwood, laminate, and vinyl in the lighting of your own home. Go to floorcoveringsinternational.com today for your free consultation. Work with one team for a hassle-free experience from the quote to installation. And each Floor Coverings International business is independently owned and operated, so they are local business owners in our community. Floor Coverings International, the flooring store at your door.
For over 60 years, Earhart Construction has successfully built some of the most well-known structures and facilities across the West Michigan landscape. Providing a distinctive construction experience for our clients has been Earhart's priority since the beginning, and it continues to be their primary focus today. We can't wait to make your next commercial or residential project a reality. Contact us today by visiting earhartcc.com.
An absolutely gorgeous night for high school football. Temperature in the mid-60s, not a cloud in the sky. This large crowd rolling in here to East Kentwood's Falcon Stadium, and we are set for this matchup that John Wasik we've been looking forward to all year long.
No question about it. I mean, both teams, and it's lived up to the hype even before the year. You know, both teams are 5-0 right now, and this is a colossal matchup that can't wait to get the kickoff going.
Catholic Central 5-0 wins over Port Huron at Michigan Stadium back at the first week of the season. Their other victories include last week, Forest Hills Eastern 49-21. In between, they knocked off Detroit Loyola. Cedar Springs, as John mentioned earlier, 21-20, and Kenowa Hills 33-0. Sailors winners last week 43-2 and another dominating performance over TK. So both teams have put up significant numbers all year long, and it should be just a great offensive show. With John, if you had to pick one key, you mentioned the players. What's the one stat you're going to look at tonight?
Yeah, I think the line of scrimmage is going to be key. I'm going to say the team that can really run the ball the most effectively and help their quarterback out is probably going to win this game.
South Christian won the toss. They'll defer. Nate Brinks has it teed up. Braden Sweeney, Billy Mikolai are deep, and the kick, as usual, sails through the end zone. Touchback comes out to the 20-yard line, and that's where Catholic Central will start. The Cougars are quarterbacked by Connor Wolf. He has thrown the football 115 times this year, so he's averaging about 23 passes a game. They will throw it. Their running back is number 23, Kellen Russell Dixon. The junior had a big night last week at Forest Hills Eastern with 204 yards on 19 carries and 4 touchdowns, and a host of receivers we'll tell you about throughout the evening. Catholic Central will operate out of the shotgun most of the time. Dixon is the running back off to the right shoulder of Wolf. South Christian with that 3-4 defense. Jake DeHaan gets the start tonight, John, at the cornerback spot, in part because Vermas is still out with that collarbone injury, but that's an interesting, we'll talk about that as well. You did it in your time, big games, you played both ways, and it's another angle and another wrinkle in this game that is unique. 1st and 10 from the 20, we are underway. On first down, Russell Dixon bounces it outside the numbers, but Seth Ritzma throws him to the ground at the 23 for a 3-yard gain. Traffic in the middle, and he was able to kick it out. Ritzma read it well and made the stop.
Yeah, you noticed before that first play that South's defensive backs were kind of moving around a lot, and it looks like they're kind of try to confuse Wolf a little bit because Catholic likes to do some of those RPOs, and when you're kind of mixing up the looks, and he try to make him a little indecisive, so they're kind of look to be moving around a lot.
Wolf will roll to his right, guns it at the 30-yard line, complete just at the numbers on a good falling down grab by Michael App. Right there to cover was Tanner Rock. That's a first down for the Cougars.
Yeah, great play call there and great execution by Catholic Central. Just an easy little rollout. We call that smash. You got a hitch on the outside and a corner route by the slot receiver. Pretty typical pass play, but tough to defend, and Catholic did a good job.
Wolf goes empty now. Three receivers out to the left. Dixon in the slot. Billy Michaelay is number 4. Michael App is number 2. He's wide to the left. Wide to the right is Jamie Williams on the short side. Penalty, and I think false start. Up front for Catholic Central, Brendan Napierelski at the left guard. Left tackle is Matthew Scott. Right tackle is Brendan Rohr. And at the right guard, Isaac Kwalik. Up over the ball is the center, that's 56, Kyle Killebrew. There's your starting offense for Catholic Central. Sailors, Tanner Rock, the wide side corner. Richmond Teesma, the tandem safeties. Quarterback draw all the way. Nice play by Gabe Kisner as he got the shirt tail of Connor Wolf at the 26. Dropped him for a 1-yard gain. So the Cougars behind the chains here on this first drive.
Yeah, a penalty on first down like that kills you. And I don't mind the idea of that play call by Catholic there, but great job by Gabe, obviously. And then the linebacker coming in and filling that hole. Kind of made it look like a pass play, a little quarterback draw, and great job by South's defense.
Jake Cashin's the middle linebacker for the Sailors, 45. Caden Dykema out in coverage. Back to throw is Wolf. A lot of time. Rifles it complete at the 32-yard line to App. He fights his way, angling across the middle of the field before Ritzma chopped him down at the 38. It's going to be 3rd and 2, and here's our first big third down of the game.
Yeah, great throw and catch there. That's a big play, 2nd and long, and cut it to a 3rd and 2. That's a huge play, and here's another big play here. Let's see what Catholic wants to do. See if they have an option to run or throw here, and looks like South staying with those 2 high safeties. Might want to run the ball if you're Catholic.
Dixon now to Wolf's right. He'll take the handoff on that jab step, and he is bottled up right at the line of scrimmage. Sailors swarmed him at the 38. Robbie Laidler, number 11, in on the stop. 4th and 1. This is not a team that typically punts, John. You think Todd Coastal will roll the dice here early in this one?
This is a tough call. Obviously you only need to get 1 yard, but you're in your own territory right now. This would be a huge momentum shift if South were to stop him here. This is a gutsy call if he goes for it.
Williams split wide to the right.
Especially seeing as on the last play they tried to run it and they got stuffed pretty hard. That's something that might not make you feel quite as good about going for it. But
big play here, 4th and 1, flag, and it's a false start. Let's see if that changes Todd Colster's approach.
Yeah, I don't see him going for it on 4th and 6. So maybe I'm wrong, but
they'll typically set up in the scrimmage formation, and then Wolf will drop back and boot it away.
Yep.
So they may show go here, but you watch for Wolf to drop back. Ritzma is the free safety standing at the 45, and another penalty and another false start on the Cougars. I think all of a sudden the decision gets a little easier for Todd Colster.
Yeah, no question. I don't mind, especially on the 4th and 1. I don't know if they're trying to draw South off sides. It looks like they're not even trying to draw them off sides, but
quick kick indeed by Connor Wolf. Lands at the 40, down immediately. Another flag as Teesma covered the ball, comes in off the near sideline. That's a strange flag. Could be an offside, perhaps.
I wonder if there's a rule that you can't touch the ball if you're not a returner. Oh, no, they just waved it off.
Sideline warning. All right. So the Sailors force the punt after the initial first down by Catholic Central. South Christian will take over 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line. Cougar defense sets up with Nate Van Timmeren at defensive end. He's joined up front by number 60, Isaac Kwalik. We'll set the rest of that defense. Watch for Ben Passano, the right defensive end, number 30. DeHaan on 1st and 10 with Brinks to his right. Rolls right, guns it at the numbers, complete to Brady Nitz at the 39. Ushered out of bounds quickly by Michael App.
It's very interesting. Both teams kind of run the same thing the other team does. Like Catholic's defense, you'll notice is, you can call it a 5-2, you can call it a 3-4. A lot of times they have 5 guys kind of on the line of scrimmage. And South does really the same thing. So and the offenses are fairly similar too.
2nd and 2 from the 41. Brinks stumbled as he grabbed the handoff from DeHaan. He is close to a first down, though, maybe just shy, about a yard short. Good charge from that offensive line, though. Sailor offensive line with Alex Muhlenberg up over the ball, the junior center. Cam Van Solkom is the right guard, number 77. Kendon Fenema at right tackle, he's number 72. Left tackle is Cam Post, 55. You heard from him in our student pregame show. And Josh Harkema at the left guard, number 68. So 3rd down now for the Sailors. 3rd and 1 at their own 42. DeHaan fakes the throw now, keeps it himself right up the gut. He's got a first down over the 45 to the 49. Dragged down by Ben Passano, also in on the stop, Isaac Kwalik. 7-yard gain for Jake DeHaan, and South Christian gets their initial moving of the sticks.
Yeah, great push so far up front by that offensive line. Even on that play that Nate kind of fell down, they had great push. He had several more yards on that play. He just stumbled a little bit, but they've been doing great up front so far.
Quick slant complete to Ritzma over the middle. He's got a first down at the 38. Baxter chopped him down, but not before a 13-yard pickup. South Christian on the go here on their initial possession. John, except for the East Grand Rapids game, I don't think South has been stopped on their initial drive this year. Remember that terrific drive at Memorial Field, that great interception stifled that drive, but every game has just been methodically down the field.
Yep.
And you like that. That's generally a scripted approach to that first possession, correct?
Yeah, typically, Zach, like who you talked to before the game, he's probably got at least 10, 15 plays that he really likes. And don't necessarily do them all quite in order, but yeah, I mean these types of plays are the ones that you really like going in the game, and so that helps too.
2nd and 8 from the 36. DeHaan straight back to throw, wings it right sideline, complete for a first down. 11-yard gain to Carson Viss. He picks up where he left off. He had 9 catches for 117 yards and 3 scores last week at Middleville Thornapple Kellogg. What a game for the sophomore, and just getting better and more knowledgeable about the offense each and every week. From the 26, Ladler in motion as the H-back. The give is to Brinks. Cuts it upfield nicely with a big hole over the middle. First down inside the 15. Muscles his way down to the 10-yard line. A 16-yard scamper by Nate Brinks. It was Jack Cook chasing him down there, but again, great blocking up front.
Oh yeah, he had a huge hole there, and great vision by Nate too. He was kind of headed toward the outside, and then saw a lane inside and cut it up. And yeah, what a great job by the offensive line so far from South.
1st and goal from the 10. Ball at the middle of the field. DeHaan gives to Brinks, finds a seam around the left end, turns the corner. Flag on the play. Goes in for a touchdown, but I think it's coming back. Sometimes the hole is big because the infraction is significant. That was the case there. Holding will mark it off 10 yards and repeat first down. Talk about that Catholic Central defense. Jack Cook is the inside linebacker. He's number 13, 2nd leading tackler. Leading tackler is 81, Ryan Eastland. He had 21 tackles against Cedar Springs, 12 last week against Forest Hills Eastern. Leads the team with 64. Other linebackers are Isaac Redmer and also Ben Passano, number 30. One of a long line of Passanos to play at Catholic Central. 1st and goal now from the 18. That was a spot foul. DeHaan will fake to Brinks. He's got room around the right side. Finds a hole inside the 5, down to the 4. 14-yard gain before Isaac Redmer tripped him up. And now that 2nd down is much more manageable.
Great play calling on this drive so far, too. I feel like I can't really anticipate what they're really going to maybe call on this drive either. So great job by Zach Blackwire.
Inside handoff to Brinks. Oh, he is stonewalled at the 3. Just met right there by 64. That was Naparelski laying the lumber on Brinks. So 3rd down now and 3. Run or pass in this situation?
I think they're probably either a run with Jake, maybe give him an option, maybe probably a pass, I would guess.
Tighter formation, 2 receivers to the left, straight back to throw. Jake swings it out, right flat, complete to Brinks. He's not going to get in though. Kellen Russell Dixon and Jack Cook and Austin Baxter are right there to make the stop. 4th down and 2, and it's decision time for Danny Brown.
Yeah, I bet he's going to go for it here, especially seeing how that first defensive drive went for South against Catholic's offense. I think he feels pretty confident that they could stop him from going 98 yards or whatever it would be. So, yeah, I think he's going to go for it here and put faith in the offense to see if they can punch it in.
3 minutes to go, just over 3 to go here in the first quarter. 4th and goal for South Christian at the 2. Out of the gun, DeHaan keeping himself on the left side, cuts back. It is corralled at the 4-yard line. He is not going to get in on a great defensive play around the ankles. It was Redmer and Passano on the stop. And South Christian turns it over.
Yeah, that's the area of the field. Whenever you get into the red zone, when you talk about the red zone, it's inside the 20-yard line. When you're inside the 20-yard line, that always gets tougher on offense because the field shrinks. The defense doesn't have to cover as much space on the field, especially behind them. And it's tough to play offense in the red zone. But you got to give Catholic Central credit. You know, they kind of tightened things up and played man coverage and didn't let South get any room there, and good stop by Catholic.
Tonight's game brought to you by Treadstone Mortgage. Visit Treadstone for all your mortgage needs on 1st down. Kellen Russell Dixon bottled up, trying to work the right side. Picked up a couple. Kisner was first to meet him, got a little bit of help.
Tackled initially by 10-half. 2nd 8.
Key series here for Catholic Central. Create a little space, perhaps flip the field. They need a 1st down, a 2nd and 8 here with 2.5 to go in the 1st. Wolf straight back to throw, guns it left flat, complete to Williams. Brought down immediately by DeHaan near the 1st down marker. 3rd down and 2 as he's just shy. Connor Wolf throws a nice ball.
He does, and I think Catholic's probably, they'll probably stick with the run game a little bit, but so far they've really been stuffed for the most part up front. But Wolf's been really efficient, and he throws a good ball.
Sailors drop into zone, straight back is Wolf again. Guns it over the head of Michael App at the 20-yard line. Tanner Rock blanketing him there. 4th down and 2 at the 13.
Yeah, first incompletion for Wolf there. South kind of tightened up the coverage there on 3rd and short, and looks like if they punt here, it looks like Danny's decision to keep the offense out there on the 4th and goal will pay off.
Quick kick, and it's a terrific roll for Catholic Central all the way down to the 30-yard line. That's a 57-yard punt down to the 28. So that's an effective approach when there's no safety to field that punt.
Yeah, I almost get a little bit nervous. He kicks it really close to the line, but as long as they can protect it, that is a good strategy because you got to keep the defense. The defense has got to be honest, and no returner back there.
Tonight's broadcast is sponsored in part by River Ridge Dentistry and Boulder Plumbing. Check out MichiganSportsRadio.com for all your scores, schedule, standings, and recaps high school football this season. 1st and 10 for South Christian at the 29. Ball at the right hash. Wide to the right is Carson Viss. Richmond the slot left. DeHaan drills it right flat, complete to Viss at the 34, driven out of bounds by Kellen Russell Dixon. They'll say he stayed in bounds. Short gain of 6 yards, but effective. A little bit of cushion there. How about the size advantage, John, between Viss at 6'4" and Russell Dixon, who looks like he's about 5'9"?
Yeah, no question. Look for South to take advantage of that sometime with maybe a go ball and just let Carson go make a play up in the air.
2nd and 4 from the 35, 1:20 to go. Jake again, straight back to throw. He's got Viss again, right sideline. Jukes out of the tackle from Michael Lapp, and then is wrapped up by Russell Dixon. He's got a first down. Carson Viss with his 3rd catch already here tonight.
Yeah, like you said, Catholic's kind of really playing pretty soft, but like the last drive, playing soft, you give them some easy completions, but you make them sustain 10, 12, 13 play drives, and then you hope you can stop them in the red zone, and that's what they did last possession.
On 1st and 10 from the 41. Good protection again for DeHaan. He's going to run. He's able to scoot out of the tackle of Cole Ford, and then dragged down by Redmer with help from Ford. Still picked up 4. That's all throughout the season. Tim Chenoweth, our stat man, has told us about the short drives that South Christian has, and you're right. This Catholic defense forcing the Sailors to do something they just don't normally have to do, and that's march down the field as opposed to quick strikes.
Yeah, and if you're South, I think you just got to keep sticking with the run game. That kind of helps a little bit with that. The last drive got stalled because of that penalty down in the red zone, but they've really been running it very effectively, so they got to stick with the run game too.
2nd and 5, Jake rolls to the left, airmails it to Viss down at the 35. Michael Lapp was right there. Blanket coverage with 8 seconds to go in the 3rd. Sets up 3rd down. Got to ask you about Jake DeHaan. You did this back when you played in a big game. You would play defense, although most of the season, of course, you're not playing defense. You're just a quarterback. What's the adjustment for Jake to play on both sides of the football now tonight?
Yeah, mostly the physical aspect of it. And, I think, Danny talked about before the season, these guys are in really good shape, so I'm not too worried about Jake sustaining his level of play, even though he's playing both sides of the ball.
Bunch formation to the right for Jake on 3rd and 5. Viss the lone wide out to the left. Play action. Here comes the pressure. Nice dump off by DeHaan to Brinks, but a beautiful open field tackle by Eastland at the 47. Ritzma made the catch, or rather Brinks made the catch. That's the end of the first quarter. Sets up 4th and 4 when we return. Fast-moving first quarter. No score. South Christian, Catholic Central, and a good one. That's what we thought here on Michigan Sports Radio and the Sailor Zone.
Don't just find yourself, make yourself. Start businesses, build bridges, save lives, raise a whole city. This is your future, so take it and move all of us forward.
Need to replace that worn-out carpet or floor? Floor Coverings International makes it easy. They bring their mobile showroom to you. Save yourself the trip and gas shopping around. See a wide selection of carpet, hardwood, laminate, and vinyl in the lighting of your own home. Go to floorcoveringsinternational.com today for your free consultation. Work with one team for a hassle-free experience from the quote to installation. And each Floor Coverings International business is independently owned and operated, so they are local business owners in our community. Floor Coverings International, the flooring store.
Back at Falcon Stadium on the campus of East Kentwood High School, Bob Sack alongside former South Christian State champion John Wasink. We begin the second quarter of this outstanding matchup between Catholic Central and South Christian. Sailors faced with a 4th and 4 at their own 48. Jake DeHaan retreats back to his 35. He will kick deep to Billy Michaelay standing at his own 13. Jake thought about the pass option there, but instead sends an end-over-end kick to Michaelay. He struggles to corral it, but falls on at the 24, and that's where Catholic Central will start, 1st and 10 at the 24. So, John, both teams with the ball twice in the first quarter. Both teams move the football a little bit. What surprised you so far?
Yeah, I think overall South has won the line of scrimmage, I would say, on both sides of the ball. And we kind of got away from, I don't think we even ran the ball once on our second possession there, and I think we got to stick with the run game a little bit. and that'll open up the pass game. I think the key is still going to be that line of scrimmage, and so far I think South is really controlling it.
Big story of the game so far was that goal line stand by Catholic Central. They stuffed the Sailors on 4th and goal at the 2. On first down, Connor Wolf with read option, tries to skirt around the left end. Sawyer 10-half ran him out of bounds. Wolf, not necessarily a dynamic runner like DeHaan is. He's carried the football 21 times this year. Conversely, on the South Christian side, Jake has carried it 50 times, so DeHaan a little more dangerous with the legs, but Wolf can pull it down. 2nd and 6 from the 29. Empty backfield. Williams wide left, 3 receivers to the right. Here's a quick bubble screen to Michael Lay. Oh, the hole closes quickly at the 29-yard line. Terrific pursuit. Jake Caston was there. So was Tanner Rock. That's the way you defend that bubble screen.
No question. And I love to see how many hats got to the ball there for South. I mean, there was, once the guys got up from the pile, there seemed to be at least 7-8 guys getting up from the pile. That's always what you like to see on defense, is guys swarming to the football.
Another big 3rd down here for the Cougars. Their running game has been stifled for the most part. They've had to rely on the arm of Connor Wolf. 4-man front he surveys, drops straight back, gets some time, but the pocket collapses. Now he rolls to his right, throws it at the 40, knocked away by Jake DeHaan. Intended there for the big tight end, Nate Van Timmeren, and DeHaan came up perfect timing to deflect the football.
Yeah, and great pressure by South's defensive line there. Kind of Wolf had to flush out of the pocket there, and so far 0 for 3 on 3rd down for Catholic Central.
And John, they did it with a 4-man rush. No blitz there, just a 4-man pressure that forced that quick throw. Another terrific bounce by Connor Wolf. He's got the ball turning over well and drills it down to the 15-yard line. That's another 50-yard punt. That's 2 straight 50-yard kicks by Connor Wolf. Hey, do you have a youth athlete looking to improve their game this fall? Michigan Sports Academies has fall clinics for volleyball, basketball, soccer, and lacrosse starting this September. They focus on quality coaching and have state-of-the-art facilities. Programs are offered for athletes from kindergarten through high school. Visit MichiganSportsAcademies.com for more information. Make sure to visit Family Fare for all your tailgate needs. Both Big Ten teams on the road tomorrow, but the Broncos are home tomorrow night, so there's a tailgate opportunity.
Yeah, I'll be there. I'm going to be at the Western game.
1st and 10 at the 15 for Jake DeHaan. Fakes the handoff. Beautiful read by Jake. A lot of green grass around the left end out to the 34. He picked up 19.
Great read option play call there. Great decision by Jake, and good blocking by the wideouts, too. Up front, great blocking, of course, and great blocks by the wideouts, too.
Austin Baxter finally ran him down, but not before DeHaan picks up the longest gain from scrimmage of the night. 1st and 10 from the 34, 10:20 to go here in the first half. Jake barks out the signals. He'll keep it again, breaks a tackle from Redmer, and then is snowed under back at the 33. Passano got him first, got help from Cook. Russell Dixon was there as well. That time the hole closed quickly.
Yeah, I like South getting back to the running game here on this possession. I know that wasn't a positive play there, but 2 straight run plays in a row, that's really going to help out your pass game. The play action pass, it sets a lot of things up for your offense.
He was able to wiggle his way back to the line of scrimmage. So 2nd and 10 from the 34. Laidler, the H-back, play action, straight back to throw, deep down the right sideline, intended for Viss. He was bumped at the last minute by App, no flag, and Carson still almost was able to haul it in. Or was that Nitz? No, that was Viss.
Yeah, just a little underthrown there by DeHaan. Obviously gave him a chance to make a play, but that would have been a really good play. Really kind of had him open on that wheel route down the sideline, just underthrew it a touch.
Tell you, these are two teams that haven't faced a lot of third downs all year long. And boy, tonight it's a different story. Third down conversion rates could be the key to this one as we go through the evening. From the 34, two wideouts to the right. Jake flushed out. Now he's going to run. Tucks it under along the left sideline. Ushered out of bounds at the 41 by Eastland. Close to a first down, but not going to make it. Stopped at the 41. It'll be 4th and 3.
Yeah, great pass rush there by number 59 for Catholic Central, Derek Weiss. They had a little, or number 30, I can't remember for sure who it was, but made a good move on Cam Post there and made Jake flush out early. Didn't really give that play a chance to work for South because of the rush.
Look to go for it here on 4th and 3 from the 41. I think Jake's trying the hard count to see if he can draw them offside. And that's exactly what he tried to do. Danny Brown will take a timeout. 9:20 to go. How do you feel about spending a timeout trying to draw him offside? Could that timeout be needed at the end of the first half?
Yeah, it's a tough call. I think, Catholic's well coached. And, that doesn't mean they won't jump off sides, but I think right there they were probably anticipating South to do that. So, not the end of the world, but, yeah, you're right. There might become a point in this half towards the end of this quarter that you might have wanted that timeout. We'll see.
Hey, if you have questions about the real estate market, broker Amanda Volkers with Prestige Home Group at City to Shore is your local real estate expert. She has 20 years of experience that will help you navigate the tricky real estate market, whether you're buying or selling. Click the logo on the Byron Center South Christian page of the Michigan Sports Radio site or find her online at amandavolkers.com. Lindhout Painting has been in the commercial residential business for over 35 years, working in the greater Grand Rapids area, specializing in interior remodels as well as new constructions. They're a second-generation, family-owned business with a Christ-centered mindset that continues to serve. That's Lindhout Painting, of tonight's fine sponsors of high school football. 4th down from the 41. DeHaan showing the desire to go for it here. He barks out the signals. Drops back to throw. They're looking for the first down. He goes deep down to Viss on the left sideline. Knocked away by Austin Baxter at the 31. Lofted it up a little high, and the free safety read it beautifully and came over to make the deflection.
Yeah, just put a little too much air on that ball. It wasn't a horrible throw. Carson would have been able to catch it, but just gave too much time for that safety to come over and make a play. Kind of interesting. I don't know if that play was designed to go to Viss. It was kind of a deep throw for only 4th and 3. It'd be interesting to see exactly what they were trying to draw up there.
So the Sailors turn it over on downs, and this, I believe, is the first time Catholic Central's been in South Christian territory. So great field position for Connor Wolf on 1st and 10 at the South Christian 41. Ryan Eastland into the game at that right tight end spot. Out of the pistol. Wolf gives it to Dixon. Space on the left side. Turns it upfield at the 40. Still on his feet inside the 30. Drags DeHaan and Tiesma with him. Finally dragged to the ground at the 26-yard line. A 15-yard run. That's the best run from scrimmage thus far tonight for Kellen Russell Dixon.
Yeah, they kind of went with an outside, what we like to call an outside zone play. Instead of running out up the gut, they kind of went to the edge of the defense there and kind of found a gap out there to see if they come back to that play.
8:49 to go here in the first half. Same play, zone outside. This time Cam Post sheds the block of Van Timmeren, and then just wrapped up the runner and threw him to the ground. Great play by Cam Post.
Yeah, not only did he set the edge, he just destroyed the edge and then made the play. And if I was Catholic, I maybe would have put that one on the shelf for just a play or two longer and then come back to it. They tried to go two in a row on it. Not the worst idea, but I think South was talking about the adjustments to that play, and Cam made them.
Post with 7 tackles last week at TK. They give us to Dixon. Dances his way around the left edge. Has a pickup of about 5 down to the 21. Swallowed up by the South Christian defense there, led by Ritzema. So another big third down. This is probably 4-down territory for the Cougars with 7:40 to go here in the first half.
Yeah, no question. Probably thinking about, it makes it a little bit tough if you're on defense, if you know they might go for it on fourth, because that leaves their options open for a run or a pass play. If you're really trying to get on third, you'd probably pass it. But.
Wolf goes empty, slings it right side to Michael A. He breaks a tackle at the 20, now darts his way towards the goal line and into the end zone. Touchdown. Billy Michael A. doing it after the catch on that tunnel screen with a couple of slipping of tackles there and just scooted into the end zone for the score.
It really looked like South had it bottled up. It probably would have gotten the first down, but looked like he probably would get 5 yards and get tackled down, but just slipped through a couple tackles. Great job by Michael A. there to just make a good football play and get in the end zone.
John Meyer on for the extra point out of the Michael A. hold, and he pulled it to the left. He's 17 out of 22 coming into this game. And his PATs have been somewhat erratic, and that could come back to haunt the Cougars a little bit later. One of our sponsors is Van Solkema Family Farms. Great to have them on board each week.
Yeah, big momentum swing right there for the game. Catholic came up with that big defensive stop on that fourth down, and then had a short field and took them 4 plays, went 41 yards, less than 2 minutes, and really was just capped off by just a fantastic play by number 4 Michael for Catholic Central, breaking some tackles and getting in the end zone.
So John Meyer kicks deep to Skur and Hake. Skur's got it at the goal line. Angles to the middle, now bounces outside, and he is drilled at the 14. Good tackle there by
First and 10 Sailors.
Brady Hurley. But South Christian will start inside their own 20 after turning it over on downs and yielding that touchdown to Billy Michael.
Yeah, big drive in the game right here. South really got to get something going, get their confidence back up, and kind of stifle the momentum that Catholic Central has right now.
Michael A's 4th touchdown of the season. On 1st and 10, Brinks runs hard around the left side, turns it up at the 16, and then bolts his way over the 20 to the 23. Met by Jack Cook. And Redmer. Good hard running by Nate. Really accelerated well when he made his cut.
Yeah, another great hole that the offensive line created right there. And Nate does, he's explosive. When he puts his foot in the ground and gets upfield, he's a really good running back. And I love the fact that South went right back to the running game here and reestablished itself.
Brinks has got it again, this time over right guard, near the first down marker at the 25, and they'll give it to him. So you've been calling for the ground game, and on this possession, Zach Blackwire comes out with a running attack off the legs of Nate Brinks.
Yeah, getting back to that running game and getting back to some of those easy completions. They kind of, I don't mind them throwing downfield every once and again, but, you got some soft corners right now on the outside, and throw a couple of those easy hitch balls. Yep, right there.
DeHaan looks to his right now, comes back to his left to Nitz, in and out of the hands of Brady. Alan Russell Dixon was there on the coverage, and I think Nitz started to run before he had it on that play.
Yeah, no question. We always used to say that in college, the wide receiver coach used to say, you always catch the ball with your eyes, which obviously you don't. You catch it with your hands. But if your eyes aren't looking at it, you won't catch it. And if your eyes get off and start thinking about what you're going to do with it, you won't catch it.
2nd and 10 from the 25. They run that zone right. Brinks stumbled, and it's like it's the second time he sort of lost his footing on the cut. Lost a yard, so 3rd down and 11. South Christian 3rd down conversions tonight is just 1 for 4.
And this is really what Catholic wants to do on defense. Play that soft style of defense, and just if you make 1 or 2 mistakes on a drive, it's going to halt you. And great scheme by Catholic so far.
App and Baxter, the twin safeties, 15 yards off the line. DeHaan rolls right, flushed out, and now he'll try to run. He's going to be swallowed up at the 27-yard line. Good coverage downfield, and Sailors have to punt again here.
Tackled initially by Butler. 4th and 7.
So, John, they pick up a couple nice gains on the run, and then a good call on that pass route. Just unfortunate that the ball slipped through the hands of the receiver, and that all of a sudden puts you behind the sticks. And that's not what you want to do against Catholic Central. Need that.
Yeah, no question. And you got to try to find some ways to generate some explosive plays too. Obviously you got to take what the defense gives you, but find a few of those plays that will generate explosives.
Booming punt by Brinks. The ball is loose on the ground at the 26. I think Catholic recovered it. What a punt by Nate Brinks, a 53-yarder.
Recovered by the Cougars.
That's 2 punt returns that Billy Michaelis struggled. But again, like the first time, he's fortunate to pounce on his own ball and retains possession for the Cougars. For 5 generations, Van Solkema Family Farms has expanded and learned a lot over those years. Today, Van Solkema Family Farms grow and source over 70 varieties of fresh fruits and vegetables in Michigan and Georgia, as well as Mexico, South America, and Canada. They are wholeheartedly committed to maintaining the highest standards in everything they do without compromise. It's a mission Van Solkema Family Farms holds near and dear to their hearts, and one set in writing over 100 years ago by Garrett Van Solkema. That's Van Solkema Family Farms. 1st and 10 for Connor Wolf. Stretch play to Kellen Russell Dixon. He gets the edge. He's along the left sideline as a 1st down, out over the 35 to the 30. Driven out of bounds by Ritzma.
Went back to that outside zone play again, and that time the quarterback for South, the DB, didn't quite set the edge and let him get all the way around the outside. That's really been Catholic's best run play so far. Anything in the center of that defense has been stuffed. But anytime they've been a little bit successful with that outside run play a little bit here. Be interesting to see how Catholic plays the end of this first half. 4 minutes and 42 seconds left. See if they kind of try to possess it a little bit and kind of, try to be the last one to have the ball.
From the 40s, Wolf finds Van Timmeren deep down the right sideline, just out of his reach. Teesma a little late getting over. He had beaten Rock. And give credit to the pressure, because that forced the throw maybe a bit early for Connor Wolf.
Yeah, not a perfect throw, but really a pretty good throw. I mean, that would have been a good play by 11-2 for Catholic, but pretty good throw, especially under the pressure he was under, and he couldn't quite make the play.
2nd and 10 from the 37. Nate Van Timmeren headed to Central Michigan as a tight end. Fake to Russell Dixon. Wolf will try to keep it around the left side. Oh, he lowers the shoulder and just puts the drive into Seth Ritzma. Quarterback showing no hesitation to get physical there.
Yeah, for somebody who has only run it, 20 times coming into the game, he can definitely run the ball. It's, they haven't been in too many close games, it looks like, so he probably didn't have to run it too much. But
big 3rd down here for Catholic Central. Try to keep the drive alive. Empty backfield. This is where they've been effective on the quick passes. Wolf out of the gun. Here comes the pressure from Ten Hoff. Throws deep over the middle. Incomplete over the head of Billy Michaelis at the 42. Again, a little bit of pressure coming, and I think that's just enough to hurry. You see him out of the corner of your eye, don't you?
Yeah, no question. He just flat out missed him. I mean, honestly, Michaelis was wide open on that little dig route and just threw it high. and obviously the pressure was a factor, but as a quarterback, that's a throw you got to make.
4th and 5, 3:50 to go. Let's see if Connor Wolf boots it away from his 37. He does. That quick kick. Teasma's back this time, but still not going to be able to get to it on the fly, and it takes another really good Catholic Central bounce and another 51-yard punt. And most of the yardage on those 50-yard kicks have been off the roll. Paris Motors is owned and operated by their family business for over 60 years. A 4th-generation car dealership is now in the business of utilizing many graduates of South Christian High School. They specialize in cars, vans, trucks, and SUVs priced between $5,000 and $20,000. They're the past recipient of Michigan's Quality Dealer of the Year, an award given annually by the Michigan Independent Automobile Dealers Association. That's Paris Motors, owned and operated by a family business for over 60 years. 1st and 10 from the 12-yard line.
Yeah, last 3 drives for South have started inside the 15 and their own 15. That's just tough, Like playing against a good team to go 85-plus yards on a touchdown drive, that's tough.
Cougars show man coverage. Backs to the single safety. Here's a hole for Brinks over the left side. Bounces to the outside. Tries to stiff arm Michael A. And then he's wrapped up at the 22. Billy Michaelis had a really good first half, John, both obviously on the offensive side with a big TD catch, but he's been very active defensively.
Yeah, he kind of seems like he's their go-to skill guy. They like to get it to him on those little bubble screens on offense, and I honestly thought Nate Brinks was going to be able to kind of turn that edge there, and he set the edge and didn't let Nate get outside. That was an impressive play.
Picked up 9 to the 22. They'll give it to him again. He struggles his way for a first down to the 23.
On that first play of the possession for South, they kind of isolated one of their receivers to the field, put a lot of their guys to the boundary. It looks like I kind of like that, where you maybe try to isolate just one-on-one, and like we talked about earlier, getting one of South's big receivers a chance to go make a play.
2 wideouts to the wide side. Jake straight back to throw, looks right, now throws deep down the left sideline over everybody's head. In fact, the closest receiver to it was the defender, Kellen Russell Dixon, nits the intended receiver down at the 42. He's gone deep over the top a lot tonight, hasn't he?
Yeah, he has. It looks like that was just a little bit of miscommunication there between Jake and Nitz. It looks like they probably had maybe a go route called, and depending on what the defender does, Nitz can either keep going on the go route, but if the defender plays off, he may be supposed to run like a comeback, and it looks like Jake was expecting him to keep going, and he kind of stopped his route.
2nd and 10. Read option, slings it right hash complete to Viss. He'll probe along the hash mark for about 6 yards. Over to make the stop was Baxter and Kilbrew. Austin Baxter's been active as well defensively, the free safety. So big 3rd and 4 at the 29 for South Christian. Looking to keep this drive alive. They're 1 for 5 on 3rd down conversions tonight. And this is a big one with 2:10 to go here in the first half. Sailors down 6-0. Brinks takes the handoff, and he is strung out on that sweep play. Passanel was there to hem him in. So was Ford, and that 3-yard loss will force another punt. And now Todd Colster uses a timeout because Catholic Central's got a chance to get the ball back here and punch one more in.
Yeah, no question. That last play, that 3rd down play, Catholic just played one high man coverage, and that's a tough look to run the ball into because the defense has one more guy than you have blockers on offense, and that's really a look that you probably should throw the ball. And when you're man to man, you got to have a receiver or receivers that can separate, and you got to put the ball on them. And it's a tough way to try to get a 3rd down on against man coverage.
Brinks will go back to punt. He boomed the last one to Michael A. Michael A averages 12 yards a return. Got to be careful. He can motor. We've seen that. His trouble tonight has been catching it cleanly. He's standing back at the 29. Good snap. Brinks with a high hanging spiral kick that'll necessitate a fair catch by Michael at the 34. 1:53 to go. Catholic Central with 2 timeouts left. And they'll start at their 34 for Connor Wolf. Forest Hills Eastern fumbled 3 times through 1 intercept. Actually, they fumbled 6 times last week. Lost 3 through 1 interception. South Christian's played a pretty clean game, but I have been impressed with this Catholic defense. I did not think that they could contain the running game and the legs of Jake DeHaan as well as they have.
Yeah, credit their game plan as part. I mean, obviously their players are making great plays, but credit their game plan too of making South work for everything they're getting.
Read option, run pass option here for Michael A. Here's a pass intended for Michael A. down at the 50-yard line. Austin Teasma read it perfectly, nearly picked it off. Incomplete.
Broken up by Teasma. 2nd and 10.
That looked like an RPO there. He looked like he had the chance to hand off to Dixon or throw it. He chose the aerial attack.
Yeah, he was just a little bit late on the throw because he really had some space there, but by the time he threw it, Teasma was able to close in and really one that he had a chance to pick off.
Another penalty here. Illegal procedure, and that'll move the Cougars back 5 yards. The downfield coverage from the South Christian secondary has been pretty good tonight. Really, the only passes that Wolf's been able to complete with any consistency has been the short tunnel screens.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, South's defense really has played really well. You know, they didn't let them get across into their territory, except for the time when South's offense turned it over on downs. And then it was really just that one explosive play by Mikelay on that bubble screen. But really, South's defense has played really well.
2nd and 15 from the 29. Out of the gun, Wolf straight back to throw. Looking for Dixon, can't find him. He's going to run, and Gabe Kisner and Robbie Ladler sandwich him for a sack back at the 27-yard line. And now it's 3rd down and 18. And now, John, if you're Danny Brown, you can take a timeout here to see if you can get one more possession.
Yeah, it looks like he did. Okay. Oh, yeah, no,
Whoa.
South called the timeout. Yeah, this ref just pointed the wrong way. But, yeah, I like this call by Danny. And really, that, like you just talked about, that was really a coverage sack, as we like to call it. Didn't really get pressure on him right away, but he just had nowhere to throw the ball, and then he started scrambling around. And then the defensive line caved in on him. So just great coverage downfield there by South.
Don't forget, Tuesday, October 4th, the Grand Rapids Sports Hall of Fame will have its annual induction ceremony at Van Handel Arena downtown. A host of terrific sports achievers being inducted into the Sports Hall of Fame, including former Cornerstone University current Cornerstone University basketball coach Kim Elders. He of 3 national titles, and also David Brandt, former Jenison offensive tackle. That's right, played at University of Michigan, went on for a solid NFL career. He'll be inducted as well. Remember Dave Brandt?
I don't really recall that name. I don't know if I'm too young, but
3rd down, Wolf will set up the tunnel screen again, this time to Michael A. He picks up a few yards, but the hole closes quickly. Seth Ritzma was over there to upend him at the 35, and now South Christian will take its final timeout, and they'll get the ball back, John, with 1.5 minutes to go.
Yeah, what do you think about this? You know, this punt that Catholic Central does. I feel like you could maybe blitz 2 linebackers right in the A gaps. He just punts it so close to the line of scrimmage. I know they keep you honest because they could just run an offensive play because they're in an offensive formation. But I feel like you could maybe blitz those A gaps and try to just have one of those guys jump up and just, I don't know, he just punts it so close to the line of scrimmage. But
if you're Todd Colster, your defense is playing awfully well. Do you roll the dice here? And if that happens, does Wolf have the ability to have a punt pass option? could he hit a receiver? If South does what you said and blitzes the backers, that could open up an area in the second level. I got a feeling he's going to kick it away, though. I think he's happy going into the locker room with a 6-0 lead. Teesma does retreat back to his 35. Wolf, there's that quick kick. Teesma backpedals and then falls down at the 25, and that's where South will start. But at least he caught it and probably saved 10 yards on that. And he had some room to run had he not slipped.
Yeah, no question, especially when it's like a 4th and 11, 4th and 10. You know, you're not really banking on them actually threatening to run a play just because that'd be really risky at that point. So they were able to put a guy back there. And, at least he didn't advance it, but at least he stopped it from rolling another 10, 15 yards like it has most of the night.
From the 25, empty backfield for Jake DeHaan. Cougars show zone, 3 receivers to the wide side, 2 to the short side. Quick curl route complete to Brinks out of the slot. Fights his way for a first down at the 35. So he's got to move here.
He's out to the 36, 35.
Clock stops to move the chains. Same formation with 3 to the wide side, the left side. Quick slant complete to Viss at the 39. He is wrapped up immediately on a good hit by Eastland. Minute to go. To the line comes DeHaan. Looks for Brinks on a quick out. He'll be flushed out of the pocket. Tries to dart up the middle near a first down to the 43. Clock now at 48 seconds.
In that case, you'd almost rather have an incompletion than a run be short of the first down. I know that's tough to do as a quarterback, but
this is open on the quick curl route, complete to the 47 for a first down with 35 seconds to go. They'll move the chains. Stay with us at halftime. The Sobey Halftime Show. A lot to cover, including a visit with Mark Taminga, as Jake slows the pace down with a quick clock stopper there. Mark Taminga joins us. He'll talk about a big day tomorrow at South Christian High School, Victory Day. We head to East Lansing for the Michigan High School Athletic Association feature. And also joined by Treadstone Mortgage's Steve Ritzma at halftime. Thanks to Treadstone, tonight's presenting sponsor. 2nd and 10, DeHaan over the middle, complete to Viss. Oh, juggled and dropped it at the 41. Coverage there by Eastland. John, the Cougars are using an outside linebacker on Viss. It makes me wonder if they realize they got to negate that size advantage that Viss presents as a problem for a small corner.
Yeah, no, it's a good move. It looks like they're kind of playing 2 high safeties. I kind of like trying to get Viss right down the center of the field. It looks like they play kind of 1 high.
3rd and 10, pocket collapses. Jake dodges the rush, finds a wide open. Nits at the 33 for a first down.
Yep, spike it.
Check it, that was Sam Weiss. Sam Weiss. 19 seconds to go. The spike will stop the clock with 17 seconds, and now South Christian is nearing field goal range.
Yeah, great play there by Jake. Buy time. Kept his eyes downfield, didn't think about running, especially in that case in a 2-minute drill. Just a great play, and really set him up for a score here.
From the 32, 2nd and 10, 17 seconds to go. That same formation, 5 wide for Jake DeHaan. Straight back to throw, looks deep over the middle to Ritzma at the goal line. It is, knocked away at the last second. Kellen Russell Dixon was there. I thought Ritzma had a shot at it, but I think Dixon just got a paw in there at the last second to deflect it. So it'll be 3rd and 10 with 11 seconds to go.
3rd and 10.
Yeah, I like taking a shot there, and in this particular situation with no timeouts, you have to make sure that you either throw the ball right toward the sideline so you can get out of bounds, you throw it way past the first down marker, because if you do anything that doesn't get a first down or get out of bounds, it's likely going to be the end of the half.
Brinks the running back to the right shoulder of DeHaan. Probably giving him a little extra protection here on this key 3rd down play. And Todd Colster will take a timeout. That's their second. They have 1 remaining.
During this timeout, we would like to welcome the class of
that touchdown pass to Billy Michaelay in the first half was our Lakeshore Sewing threading the needle pass of the game. Lakeshore Sewing features West Michigan's largest selection of all things related to sewing, from new machines and machine repair to supplies and even classes to take your sewing game to the next level. Visit lakeshoresewing.com for more details. That's lakeshoresewing.com. Mention Brian Collins that you heard. Mention to Brian Collins that you heard about Lakeshore Sewing while listening to Michigan Sports Radio. Again, a reminder: Family Fair, the best spot for all your tailgate needs. Will the Wassings tailgate tomorrow night before the Western New Hampshire matchup?
Yeah, I think it's kind of a big. They call it Communiversity Night at Western, and there's a bunch of tents set up, and a bunch of businesses will be there. It's always a good place to be. A little tailgating, and then get in the gates and watch the game.
3rd and 10 for the Sailors from the 32. Cougars show 4-man rush. DeHaan surveys a very prevent defense. Puts Brinks in motion to the left, fakes to him, now throws deep over the middle to Ritzma. He's got him at the 2-yard line. Touchdown, South Christian. Seth Ritzma in between the defenders, and the Sailors have knotted the score at 6 with 5 seconds to go in the first half. Boy, he just looked off the receiver Brinks on the wheel route, John, and then found Ritzma, who must have drawn, or rather Brinks drew that corner over just a bit to open up that 32-yard seam.
Yeah, big-time throw and a big-time catch. I mean, it was kind of a similar window from the previous play and a better throw. And, that's a tough catch by Seth Ritzma. When you know that safety's about to whack you, what a great catch, too. I mean, great throw, great catch. That's a huge play right before halftime for South.
Brinks on to attempt the all-important extra point, and unlike John Meyer after the Catholic touchdown, Nate Brinks drills it through, and the Sailors, after just seemingly sort of lulled to sleep and really not getting anything going, come up with a big play here at the end of the first half.
Yeah, that's huge for momentum, because really, honestly, overall, in my opinion, South has really been controlling the game for the most part. Besides that turnover on loss of downs there that gave Catholic good field position, South really moved the ball better than Catholic for the most part. And to really go into halftime with a lead is huge. Recapping that scoring drive for South, 8 plays, 75 yards, 1 minute and 23 seconds. And ended in that touchdown pass from DeHaan to Ritzma, 32-yarder. And just great job managing the clock in that 2-minute drill as well.
I was just going to say, we're talking about the touchdown play, but the reality was, John, that was a terrific drive. They had no timeouts left, 1:21 to go, and they navigated the entire gridiron in just precision work by Jake DeHaan.
Yeah, just fantastic. I mean, no, he knew when he had to get a first down. He knew when he wanted to spike it, and great coaching from South too. I mean, that's something that you need to rep over and over in practice. 2-minute drill is just such a vital part of the game, and doesn't always come up super often, but it's very vital to a football game.
Brinks has it teed up. He'll kick deep into the end zone. And that'll set up will likely be the final play of the first half. So, John, we'll wait till the end of the halftime to get your thoughts as we get ready for the Sobey halftime show. But I leave the first half with this. Last year, this game was 7-0 at the half, Catholic Central. 2 years ago, South Christian led, I think, 14-0 at the half. In both of the last 2 games, the adjustments by Todd Colster at halftime have really proven to be the difference. So we'll grill you at the end of the halftime and just have your mind get into both coaches a little bit, what they need to do, because I think the chess match will begin here in the second half. Connor Wolf with one more play as we end the first half. Kellen Russell Dixon on the handoffs, got good room over the left tackle, but he's going to be stopped at the 36, and that's the way the first half will end. Everything we've hoped for here in the first 24 minutes. South Christian 7, Catholic Central 6. It has been a dandy. Let's recap real quick the scoring for you. and some of the key aspects of the first half. Let's go back all the way to the end of the near the middle of the first quarter. South Christian actually had first and goal at the 4-yard line, the 10-yard line. A penalty moved them back to the 18. They eventually got down to a 3rd and goal at the 4. Could not punch it in on 2 consecutive plays and turned it over on downs. A critical moment that just sort of neutralized the momentum. I thought at that point the game was really in favor of the Sailors, but that sort of neutralized the momentum. For the remainder of the first half, both teams really playing terrific defense, forcing a lot of punts. South Christian went for it on a 4th down from their own 41 in the second quarter, turned it over on downs. That led to Grand Rapids Catholic Central's lone touchdown of the game, a 21-yard TD pass from Connor Wolf to Billy Michaelay. 4 plays, 41 yards was the drive, and with 7:23 to go in the first quarter, it was 6-0. That's the way the score remained till the end of the first half, when Jake DeHaan found Seth Ritzma for 32 yards and a score to make it 7-6, and that's where we stand. All right, much ahead on the Sobey Halftime Show. We'll take a break. When we come back, we're joined by Mark Taminga to talk about a special day tomorrow at South Christian High School. That's all coming up on the Sobey Halftime Show on Michigan Sports Radio and the Sailor Zone.
For over 60 years, Earhart Construction has successfully built some of the most well-known structures and facilities across the West Michigan landscape. Providing a distinctive construction experience for our clients has been Earhart's priority since the beginning, and it continues to be their primary focus today. We can't wait to make your next commercial or residential project a reality. Contact us today by visiting earhartcc.com.
Are you looking for a new career? Aetna Supply is hiring. Aetna Supply is Michigan's #1 plumber wholesaler, servicing local customers for over 50 years. They offer great benefits, a 401k with company match, quarterly bonuses, and no Sundays. Once again, check them out at aetnasupply.com/careers or click on their logo on the Michigan Sports Radio homepage. If you are 18 years of age or older, AHC Hospitality is hiring for several open positions at its downtown hotels. Starting pay is $16 an hour paid weekly with medical, dental, health benefits, hotel discounts, and more. Positions include front desk, housekeeping, restaurant, and management roles at our 5 premier downtown hotels. Visit ahcjobs.com to jumpstart your career at one of 5 world-class hotels in downtown Grand Rapids, including the Amway Grand Plaza and the JW Marriott Grand Rapids. Again, visit ahcjobs.com.
Cornerstone University.
The professors are very open to helping whenever they can.
Academic excellence, character-driven athletics, Christ-centered community involvement.
Cornerstone has been a great opportunity for me to grow as a leader, just being able to approach people and be warm and welcoming and hospitable.
Experience it for yourself. Attend a Golden Eagle Day at Cornerstone for a taste of campus life and the chance to meet faculty and staff. To arrange a visit for your high school junior or senior, go to cornerstone.edu. Cornerstone University. Build a life that matters.
It is halftime here at East Kentwood High School, Falcon Stadium. South Christian on top 7-6. A terrific first half. Welcome into the Sobey Halftime Show here on tonight's game, presented by Treadstone Mortgage. Bob Sack alongside the legendary state championship coach from South Christian, Mark Taminga. And Mark, everything we expected in the first half. What a great game.
Yeah, what more do you want, right? What a defensive battle. And you know, it's just two great teams going at each other right now, and it's just fun to watch.
You've been in the middle of a lot of games like this, and the halftime adjustments are crucial.
Oh, yeah.
What do you think each of these coaches are going to chess match here in the second half?
Absolutely. If you remember 2 years ago, we thought we had them on the ropes, and you know, Todd, being the great coach that he is over at Catholic, came out and made some adjustments and really took it to us. So it's going to be interesting to see what comes out this second half.
What's got you optimistic for the second half? From the South Christian perspective?
I think we can throw the ball to our big receivers on the outside. I mean, you know, they're 6'3", and their defensive backs are 5'10", you know, so I think we got to take advantage of that.
All right, the other reason we're up here chatting today is because tomorrow is a very special day for South Christian football. This is a great program on the field, but boy, off the field, there's so many good things that happen with the kids and the coaches. Several years ago, you started something called Victory Day along with Sue, your wife, and it has developed. It's just a phenomenal event. For those that don't know what Victory Day is, give us a quick recap and tell us what tomorrow holds at South Christian High School.
You know, I went to the teams, the JV and the varsity teams on Wednesday and talked to them because none of these kids have experienced Victory Day. I mean, it was 2 years since we've had our last Victory Day, and it's really hard to explain what Victory Day is, but it's basically a football game for special handicapped kids, and we're gonna pair up with varsity players with the participants, and each one's going to run for a touchdown, and you're going to do the announcing, and it's just going to be an exciting day.
It really is. This is great out here tonight, but tomorrow will generate goosebumps and emotions that even this can't produce.
Right.
And it's a credit to what you guys have done over these years putting this together. So start time tomorrow, location, for those who want to come out and watch tomorrow.
Sure.
You're going to see an experience that you haven't had before in a very special way. Where do they go?
4 o'clock at the soccer field at South, at the sports stadium. And I'll guarantee you, if you come out, you will not be disappointed. It is just something special to see.
All right. Mark Tamiga, thanks a lot for joining us. We'll see you tomorrow.
Thanks, Bob.
Victory Day, look forward to it. That is tomorrow at South Christian High School. Halftime, 7 to 6. Stay with us on the Sobey Halftime Show. South Christian on top. We go to Lansing for This Week in High School Sports with John Ross. Next on Michigan Sports Radio and the Sailor Zone.
Looking for a new career? Aetna Supply is hiring. Aetna Supply is Michigan's #1 plumber wholesaler, servicing local customers for over 50 years. They offer great benefits, a 401k with company match, quarterly bonuses, and no Sundays. Once again, check them out at aetnasupply.com/careers or click on their logo on the Michigan Sports Radio homepage.
Bowling is a great time that combines great friends, football, and bowling. Compete against your friends or family, throwing a football at 10 real bowling pins. You can bring in your own food, or they have a pair of 45-foot bars featuring soft drinks and adult beverages. Visit bowlingwarehouse.com, Grand Rapids, to reserve your lanes.
Call it a sense of purpose, a higher calling. At Dean Transportation, we call it our passion. It's simply who we are. 60 years of pioneering the best health and safety standards because safe student transportation is essential. We are hard-working folks, connecting children to learning, schools to our communities, and you to a better career. Want to make your community a better place? We'll put you in the driver's seat. Join the Dean family today and help to connect our kids to brighter futures.
The MHSAA Sportsmanship Summit returns after a 3-year pandemic-caused hiatus, and one of the state's best softball pitchers talks about what Title IX means to her. I'm John Ross, and this is This Week in High School Sports, powered by Michigan Student Aid. Sportsmanship is one of the most important aspects of educational athletics, and along with scholarship, safety, and an appropriate scope, it is one of the MHSAA's 4 main core values for school sports. Winning is great, but good sportsmanship helps develop habits that can be used well beyond the playing field. To that end, the MHSAA is once again hosting the Sportsmanship Summit Series. This one-day conference is designed for students to learn about sportsmanship and appropriate behavior for student sections. We've been hosting the summit since the late 90s, but this will be the first one since the fall of 2019. Summits will be held on November 7th in Marquette, November 9th in Saginaw, November 14th in Grand Rapids, and November 16th in Ypsilanti. Each site is limited to 225 attendees, so be sure to register now to reserve your space. Registration materials and other information can be found at mhsaa.com. As Grantland Rice once wrote, "It's not whether you win or lose, it's how you play the game." And it's our hope that everyone plays with sportsmanship on their mind. Game balls this week go to Sheboygan junior golfer Katie Maybank. She fired an 86 at the Charlevoix Invitational, capturing medalist honors, her first career first-place finish. East Jordan took home the team title. Brownstown Woodhaven's Ella Thomas, she had 21 digs in a 3-set volleyball win over Allen Park. The win kept the Warriors undefeated in league play, where they are looking to repeat as champs. And a Heartland running back, Joey Mattard, he ran it 15 times for 172 yards and 5 touchdowns, plus he returned a punt for a score in a 48-20 win over Plymouth.
Need money for college? You need My Student Aid. My Student Aid is the go-to resource that helps Michigan families find money to pay for college. Plus, they'll guide you through the financial aid process and answer any questions you have. For grants, scholarships, and more, connect with My Student Aid, helping make college affordable for everyone. Learn more at michigan.gov/MIStudentAid.
Our weekly Be the Referee feature takes a look at the fine art of officiating with the MHSAA's Assistant Director, Brent Rice.
We've got a 2-1 soccer game at halftime, and the trailing team is set to kick off the start of the second half. The teams get lined up, and number 11 from the trailing team gives it a healthy boot. It flies, untouched by any other player, and gets past the goalkeeper into the back of the net. They start celebrating, thinking they've tied the game at 2. But should they be? Can a team score directly from kickoff? They can. There are a number of ways soccer teams can score. A goal can be scored directly from kickoff, a corner kick, and a direct free kick. Goals cannot be scored from an indirect free kick or a throw-in, but from a kickoff, count it.
Thanks, Brent. Now more than ever, we need officials. If you're interested, go to the MHSAA website and register. On June 23, 1972, Title IX was signed into law. In the 50 years since, millions of girls have participated in an MHSAA-sponsored sport, and that number continues to grow every year. We've celebrated their numerous contributions and achievements in a variety of ways the past year, and will continue to do so leading up to the 25th Annual Women in Sports Leadership Conference in October. Today we highlight Macy Ireland. She graduated from Owasso, where she led them to a 2021 Division II softball championship, the school's first state title in any team sport. Ireland earned the Miss Softball Pitching Award for her dominant career in the circle and is a school record-setting swimmer. Macy is continuing her softball career at Kent State.
Although I didn't personally have to fight my way through, it was kind of like gifted to me. It still means a lot that I'm being able to be coached from these wonderful women and get a scholarship myself to play in the collegiate level.
For more information on the WISL Conference or for previous Title IX at 50 spotlights, please check out MHSAA.com. You've been listening to This Week in High School Sports, powered by Michigan Student Aid, a production of the MHSAA Network. Thanks for joining us. I'm John Ross. We'll see you next week.
Call it a sense of purpose, a higher calling. At Dean Transportation, we call it our passion. It's simply who we are. 60 years of pioneering the best health and safety standards because safe student transportation is essential. We are hard-working folks, connecting children to learning, schools to our communities, and you to a better career. Want to make your community a better place? We'll put you in the driver's seat. Join the Dean family today and help to connect our kids to brighter futures.
Welcome back to the Sobey Halftime Show. It is the intermission here. South Christian on top 7-6 in a terrific first half. Tonight's game brought to you by Treadstone Mortgage. And a pleasure to have with us in the booth tonight from Treadstone, Steve Ritzma. First of all, your thoughts on a dynamite first half.
Wow, what a great first half. Two really great teams playing real physical football. And it's exactly what we expected going into this. That it was going to be a tight football game. So, yeah, it should be a great second half.
Steve, Treadstone's been such a wonderful supporter of high school athletics, particularly at South Christian and Catholic Central, two schools that are both near and dear to your heart. What's the driver that gets this company so involved in the community and nights like tonight as not only the presenting sponsor of this game, but a supporter of all of high school sports?
Yeah, they're just really committed to the community. I mean, they really have a passion to give back to the community. We're based in Grand Rapids, and that's just what they do.
All right, let's talk a little business, because that's what you do. You help people get into homes that they dream of. Mortgage rates kind of going up lately. Yeah, stock market's going down, mortgage rates going up. Is that a good thing or a bad thing for the mortgage business?
Well, it's actually it's slowed things down, but it's been really good because it's balanced the market. It was such an extreme seller's market this spring has become much more balanced. So it's right now people can find houses. They don't have to overpay for them. They're going to get a higher rate, but you can always refi, right? So find the house, do some searching around, but right now it's not that competitive. So you're a lot better opportunity for people.
Treadstone Mortgage, best service around. I've talked to people who have utilized your products and services, and they just absolutely enjoy it. So great job. Keep up the good work. Thanks for your support of high school sports, and should be a great second half.
Yeah, thanks, Bob.
Appreciate it. When we return, the Sobey Halftime Show concludes. We'll get you ready for the second half. South Christian and Catholic Central, 7-6. Sailors on top.
Somebody once said life moves pretty fast, and that's exactly how we like it. Want to build something? Great. Start businesses, build bridges, raise a whole city. Future in fighting crime? Want to save lives? Do it all here. But you've got to go forward fast. Because today is now, and tomorrow is soon. And to get ahead of the game, you got to get ahead of your time. This is your future, so take it and move all of us forward.
Are you looking for a new career? Aetna Supply is hiring. Aetna Supply is Michigan's #1 plumber wholesaler, servicing local customers for over 50 years. They offer great benefits, a 401k with company match, quarterly bonuses, and no Sundays. Once again, check them out at aetnasupply.com/careers or click on their logo on the Michigan Sports Radio homepage.
What would you do with some extra time? Shop Fastlane today.
Back at East Kentwood High School, Bob Sack alongside John Wassing, former South Christian State champion. John, great first half statistics bear out the evenness of this game.
Yeah, no question. And like we said, too, pretty even, but South even controlled it a little bit. They had 214 total yards to Catholic Central's 110. Almost doubled them in yards. But, like football happens, it comes down to converting your opportunities, and South didn't convert on that first possession, and Catholic converted on a turnover. But, yeah, Jake DeHaan, 13-21 for 129 yards and a touchdown. Wolf for Catholic Central, 6 for 11, 54 yards and a touchdown. And been a clean game so far, too. 5 penalties total, 4 for Catholic Central and 1 for South.
What's the biggest adjustment you look for from each team here in the second half?
I think for South, it's creating some explosive plays. You know, they've tried to sustain those long drives and looking for ways to create those explosive. Maybe that's throwing it up to some of their big receivers. And then Catholic, I think trying to find a way to stop South's run game. I know they weren't gashing them, but really trying to control that line of scrimmage.
Sailors go empty on 1st and 10. Pocket collapses. DeHaan takes off up the middle for 11 yards and a first down. Michael App made the stop. But how about coming off that same 5 wide to start the second half?
No, I like that. I mean, that gives Jake a lot of options. He's a smart player. He's going to know where to go with the football, and if nothing's there, he's going to pull it down and run it like he just did. I like what they're doing so far.
Surveys the 4-man front, swings it out to Brinks with room on the right side outside the hash near the numbers, close to a first down at the 41. Tripped up by JT Sebastian.
That's another first down. 1st and 10 Sailors.
Yeah, they went right. South went back to that play that they actually scored on. They did a fake screen to Nate Brinks on that touchdown to Seth Ritzma to end the first half, and that time they sent Nate in motion and threw it to him this time. Great play call there from South.
Swing pass to the other side to Viss. Dances out of an Eastland tackle at the 40 and then is tripped up by Redmer. Gained a couple. Be 2nd down and 8 from the 43. Big yardage discrepancy in the first half. That's an interesting stat. I thought the game was a little bit tighter, but to see that Sailor offense double Catholic on the total yards, you called it. They're sort of in control of this game. They just don't show it on the scoreboard. On 2nd and 9, DeHaan fakes the swing pass to Brinks. Now probes his way through the middle into Catholic Central territory. He's got a first down. Michael App tripped him up, so did Baxter. Baxter hurt on the play. And Jake has found some room after that 13-yard gain. He's found some room as that pocket surrounds him.
No question. And just great play calling and great play design. Not only did they have 2 plays off that same motion from Nate Brinks going to the field, they had that touchdown where they fake it, throw it to Seth. They had the one where they actually throw it to Nate on the screen, and then they had where they fake it to Nate and then Jake runs up the middle. That's tough to guard as a defense when you put a guy in motion and you have 3 different plays off it.
At the beginning of the season, Danny Brown said, when asked, how much would you run Jake DeHaan in a game? He's a quarterback, right? You keep him healthy. He said, if it takes 40 times a game to win, I'll do it. And that's sort of where we're headed tonight, isn't it?
No question.
On 1st and 10, DeHaan guns it right flat to Viss, a short gain, wrapped up immediately. Billy Michaelay was there to drop him at the 42. 3-yard gain, 2nd and 7.
Like you said, South's really just spreading this thing out right now. I mean, they're most of the time they're putting 5 wideouts out there, and I mean Jake's a good player. He's smart. He's athletic. This really stresses the defense. They got to cover all 5 of those wideouts, but they also have to honor Jake running with those linemen blocking up front.
That's a design run. He faked the quick slant, slips out of a tackle from Redmer, gets inside the 40. Brought down by Derek Weiss, Tony Del Nardo. 3rd down and 4 from the 39. Yeah, the running game is in effect. It's just not the conventional way. It's not with the running back, it's with the quarterback. Probably 4-down territory here, but South will try to convert on this 3rd and 4. Against the 4-man front, same thing. DeHaan drops back to throw, looks to run. Eastland kept him from getting the first down. Also in on the stop was Weiss. 4th down and 1. And I would assume that Danny Brown will go for it here. Let's see if they bring Brinks back into the backfield.
Yeah, my guess is that they do. I mean, I think Danny's got enough confidence in his guys up front. Looks like he got a tight end in. I think he's got enough confidence to get a yard here.
4th and 1 from the 36. It's Brinks open the big hole over the right guard. into the second level, busts out of a tackle to 25, and then lunges his way inside the 20 to the 19-yard line. Nate Brinks finally brought down at the 19 after that 17-yard gain by Hunter Serba. Ben Passano as well.
I've really been impressed with Nate Brinks as the season has progressed, especially compared to last year. He just runs hard, and he the first guy almost never tackles him, which is impressive and something that a running back is always supposed to do.
Here's a read option. Jake kept it as long as he could before handing it off to Brinks. Pick of about 3. Weiss again with a tackle. It's the third time he's made a tackle here on this drive. Second down and 7 from the 17. 7:43 to go. Great opening drive here to start this third quarter for South Christian.
This is kind of the zone right here where you maybe think about taking a shot to the end zone, maybe giving one of those receivers a chance to make a play.
2 receivers to the left. DeHaan looks that way. Now he's going to run. Takes off at the 15 to the 10. Breaks a tackle at the 8. Jukes Passanel, but can't elude the tackle of Passanel to 6. Another 11-yard run before he's dropped. First and goal for South Christian at the 6. And this senior quarterback is doing as advertised. He's having a great drive. Oh, really, the last 2 drives have been just outstanding.
Yeah, DeHaan's got 15 carries already for 99 yards. I don't think Danny's afraid to run him tonight.
Brinks into the backfield. 2 receivers to the wide side, the right side. Unbalanced line to the right. Jake fakes the pass, keeps it right up the middle, hit immediately by Ian Duttler. And then dropped at the 8-yard line. They've lost, he probably fought his way back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, like we talked about earlier, this is just that part of the field where everything gets tighter. You know, those safeties, they don't have to guard. They only have to guard about 15 yards of field. And this is really where you got to probably call on the passing game, and you got to call on Jake to make tight throws, and you got to call on those receivers to make contested catches.
Second and goal to 7. This drive has consumed 6 minutes here of the third quarter. Brinks to the right shoulder of DeHaan. They fake to him. Jake back to throw. He's going to run again. Tries to get outside. Now flips it into the end zone under duress, intended for Nitz. He was open, but Jake just didn't get enough mustard on it. Great pressure there from Ryan Eastland. Forced that errant throw.
Yeah, that's one of those ones where if you're Jake, you maybe, he had a little bit of pressure, and that's one of those ones where you maybe just got to stick in there and take the hit. He started to scramble, and when he started to scramble, he realized he was open. And by the time he kind of got his body ready to throw when he was on the run, it was just too late. Those are the ones that you just got to stick in there and fire the ball.
Big third down and goal to 7. Nitz in motion. They'll give it to him on the reverse, back to Viss. He's looking to throw. He finds DeHaan in the right corner. Touchdown! Razzle-dazzle for the Sailors. The backup quarterback finds the starting quarterback wide open as he drifted into the right corner. And South uses deep into the playbook for their second touchdown and a 13-6 lead.
Yeah, just a great play call. I mean, it's just tough to score in the end zone. And, that's the if you watch that, what was the Super Bowl? Super Bowl in 2017, they call it the Philly Special, when Nick Foles caught that touchdown pass in the Super Bowl against the Patriots. That's that same exact play right there. And, I mean, what's great about that play if you're South is you're giving it to a guy that knows how to throw the ball. He's a receiver, but he's your backup quarterback. He's going to deliver a good ball.
And he showed it there. 5:47 to go in the third quarter. South Christian 14, Catholic Central 6 on Michigan Sports Radio on the Sailor Zone.
Looking for a great place to buy a used truck or car? Check out Extreme Truck and Auto Center, located at 1098 O'Malley Drive in Coopersville. They have a huge selection of trucks, cars, vans, and SUVs. Stop by their lot or give them a call at 616-384-3777. You can check out their inventory at xtacenter.com.
Don't just find yourself, make yourself. Start businesses, build bridges, save lives, raise a whole city. This is your future, so take it and move all of us forward.
Carson Viss, the backup quarterback for South Christian and the starting wide receiver, gives the Sailors a 14-6 lead on that Philly special on a big third down play. Breaks his run up, sends a rolling kick down to Michael A. at the 6. Dodges a tackle to the 20. He's got room at the 30. Angles to the middle. Oh, what a tackle at the 32-yard line by Seth Klump. And John, that may have saved the touchdown because Billy Michael A. had a lot of green grass angling toward the left sideline.
That was a awesome play by Seth Klump right there. Just threw his body right at Michele's legs, and Michele just had to kind of jump out of the way and just hit the turf. What a tremendous play by Seth there.
After that impressive touchdown drive.
Yeah, no question. Just a statement drive by South there. 13 plays, 80 yards, took 6 minutes and 13 seconds. That's probably one of their longest touchdown drives of the year. Ended in that Philly special, the Carson Viss touchdown pass to Jake DeHaan.
Connor Wolf on first down takes a little bit out of the Jake DeHaan playbook there with a right shoulder fake and then keeps it around left end for only 2. Gabe Kisner was there to chase him down, the big 6'2", 280-pound nose guard. How about this? I don't think Jamie Williams has been targeted tonight. Their outstanding young receiver, number 9. One time, Michael App's been quiet. Van Timmeren's been quiet. This is a really good job by the secondary. 2nd and 8, empty backfield. Wolf looks right, guns left. Oh, good coverage by DeHaan. He was right there, as we mentioned, Williams. Williams is the intended receiver. The ball was thrown low, but again, blanket coverage.
Yeah, just tremendous coverage, and that's a dangerous throw if you're Wolf. He kind of started throwing to the right, and then kind of shifted his body and tried to throw it short late in the play back to the left. That's a dangerous throw. That was almost an interception.
3rd down and 8. You feel the momentum really starting to shift in favor of the South Christian Sailors here. They can add to that field with a 3rd down stop. Wolf straight back. Here comes the rush. Van Solkema chases, but Wolf finds it open. Williams over the middle to 47 of South Christian. What a throw by Connor Wolf. Standing strong and stout in the pocket for a 20-yard gain.
Yeah, tremendous throw. Stuck in there, hung in there, took the hit. That was a bullet. He threw just a laser, and big 3rd down conversion for Catholic Central.
Cam Van Solkema just bearing down on him, and he still had the wherewithal to make that throw. They go back to the ground game for the first time in this half. Flag comes in, should be a hold. Russell Dixon got around the left end, picked up about 8. This one may come back, though, as indeed Catholic Central is going to be whistled for the infraction. 4:35 to go in the 3rd quarter. Boy, that was a big 3rd down conversion.
And their first one of the game. The first one of the game, I believe.
Jake DeHaan's thrown some beautiful balls tonight, but that might be our pass of the game right there, particularly with the duress that Wolf was about to experience.
Yeah, no question.
10-yard
Especially
penalty.
after that statement drive by South. You know, the first 3rd down for Catholic on this drive, just big conversion.
1st and 20. Here comes the screen. They set it up on the left numbers to Michael App. He picked up 12 as he was able to slither his way back into South Christian territory. Austin Teesma chopped him down at the 44, but that was a great tackle by Teesma. If he doesn't make that stop, App is gone.
Yeah, Catholic does a great job of running those tunnel screens, I like to call them, where they release the line. It's a screen pass to the wide receiver. They do a great job running those plays.
2nd and 8. Here's a quick curl route at the 37. Wide open is App, and he dropped it. Sailors get a break instead of 3rd and 2. It's 3rd and 8 at the 44. So just when we talked about how well the South Christian secondary has kept a number of receivers at bay, Connor Wolf starts to open it up to some other receivers besides Billy Michaelay. Big third down here from the 44. Sailors show pressure with Sawyer Tenhoff off that left side. Here he comes. Pretty good pocket, though. Wolf steps up, throws it short underneath to Michaelay. Jake Cashin was right there, John. That ball had no chance for a first down. It's 4th and 8 at the 44.
Another great pressure by Cam Van Salkema, too. Just bearing down on Wolf, and that affected the throw, really. He got hit right in his lower body as he was throwing that thing, and not only was it good coverage, but just great pressure by Cam.
Big drop on second down, that pass to App. Sets up 4th down and 8 from the 44. Empty backfield for Connor Wolf. They're going to go for it. Lots of time. Left sideline complete to Van Timmer. The big tight end has a first down at the 27. Yanked down by Jake DeHaan, but not before they move the chains, and Jake a little slow to get up. And we will take a quick break here. South Christian up 14-6, 3:40 to go. Looks like DeHaan's cramped up. We'll take a 1-minute break and step aside. Be back for this 1st and 10 for Catholic Central.
Michigan Sports Academies offers quality youth sports in Grand Rapids, Holland, and Muskegon. With a wide variety of programming, MSA has something for new athletes who are just starting out to experienced athletes looking to take their game to the next level. Year-round programming is offered in basketball, lacrosse, soccer, and volleyball. Your athlete will love the quality of instruction from experienced coaches and state-of-the-art facilities conveniently located in Grand Rapids and along the lakeshore. Check us out at MichiganSportsAcademies.com.
Looking for a great place to buy a used truck or car? Check out Extreme Truck and Auto Center, located at 1098 O'Malley Drive in Coopersville. They have a huge selection of trucks, cars, vans, and SUVs. Stop by their lot or give them a call at 616-384-3777. You can check out their inventory at xtacenter.com.
Back here at East Kentwood High School, Bob Sack alongside John Wasik, and as Jake DeHaan is slow to get up, John, we're just talking about a point you mentioned in the early part of the broadcast. Jake playing both ways tonight, and just the toll that takes if you're not used to it. And sure enough, he just cramped up and looks like he's okay, but how difficult is it when you're just not accustomed to playing defense? And when you played safety, not to discount your defensive effort, but he's at the corner spot.
Yeah, he's running a little bit more than I used to, just kind of sitting back there at safety. But, yeah, he just hasn't done it much this year. He's came in spots on defense, but tonight he's been playing the whole time, and his body just isn't used to it. And so it's not that surprising that he's cramping up.
They fake to Dixon on first down, go right at Nate Fenham in the end zone, touchdown. Beautiful toss by Connor Wolf to Michael App in the left corner, and I was just about to say Nate Fenham just inserted, and give Todd Colster credit, John. He saw the youngster inserted in the game and went right at him in DeHaan's absence.
Yeah, great play call. And big play right here. I'm assuming they're going to go for 2, and this is a massive play in the game. Kind of obviously forced to go for 2 here based on that missed extra point on their first touchdown drive. But this is a huge play.
Wolf will go empty in the backfield. App and Michaelay to the left, the short side. Russell Dixon and Jamie Williams wide to the right. Now they send in motion Billy Michaelay on this big 2-point conversion from the left hash. Wolf will roll right, swing it back on a tunnel screen to App, and he drives for the end zone and gets in for the 2-point conversion. Good second effort by Michael App to score the 2 points. So we are tied with 3:32 to go on an impressive drive by Catholic Central. We'll take a break. When we come back, it's South Christian's football, 14-14, 3.5 to go on Michigan Sports Radio and the Sailor Zone.
Don't just find yourself, make yourself. Start businesses, build bridges, save lives, raise a whole city. This is your future. So take it and move all of us forward.
Well, what a third quarter we've had. It was 7-6 at halftime. South Christian, by virtue of that last minute TD at the end of the first half, took the lead. The Sailors received the third quarter kickoff, marched down the field in a 6-minute drive. Catholic Central answers, John, with a beautiful drive of their own.
Yeah, what a tremendous response. 7 plays, 68 yards, just over 2 minutes. Ended in that touchdown pass from Wolf to App, 28-yarder, and then don't forget about that 2-point conversion. That's a huge play too, and scored on that to App as well. It's a huge play in the game.
An unsportsmanlike conduct penalty moved the ball back to the kickoff, back to the 20, or rather to the 25, and that really helps South Christian. Returned by Skjur out to the 45, so great field position for Jake DeHaan as he returns to the game. A couple of other key plays on that drive, the big 4th down conversion, and then that pass over the middle, which was
that third down,
beautiful
first
third down strike by Connor Wolf.
Yeah, it looks like South's going to go back to that 5-wide set that they were so successful on in that first drive of this half, and see if Catholic has adjusted it in any way to try to stop this stuff.
Cougars show man coverage here on 1st and 10. DeHaan will run the quarterback draw. Oh, he is just leveled at the 48, and a big hit. Sandwich there by a couple of Cougars. Passanal was one of them. Weiss was the other. And Jake's okay. Gain of 5, 2nd down from the 50. 3:02 to go. Brinkson slot right. Ritzma and Viss on the wide side slots. Now Brinkson motion to the left. They swing it out to him. He gets a nice couple of blocks from his wide receivers and then splits the defenders inside the 45 to the 44. App threw him to the ground. Sailors move the sticks.
First down, Sailors.
Yeah, just doing a great job of getting their playmakers the ball in space, especially with this 5-wide look. It allows Jake to get the ball out of his hands quickly and just get it to the playmakers for South. And it looks like they're going to keep with this formation.
2.5 to go here in the third quarter. Each team has had the ball once in the second half, and both teams have notched impressive touchdown drives. From the 45, 1st and 10 for DeHaan. 4-man rush. It's a run all the way. Spins out of a tackle at the line of scrimmage, but cannot elude Redmer and Eastland, who both have been so active on the defensive side. I tell you, the stars have come to play tonight. You look at both sides of the football, both the units on each team, and the guys who came into this game with impressive and gaudy statistics have lived up to their billing.
No question about it. We talked about the 2 quarterbacks pregame briefly and talked about how they would be vital to this game, and they've both showed up in a big way, especially in the second half.
2nd and 8. DeHaan fakes the swing pass to Briggs. Now finds Ritzma on a seam route inside the 25, down to the 22. Baxter and Russell Dixon over for the tackle, but a 21-yard gain. And you said earlier, South setting up these plays with the previous screens and runs.
Yeah, no question. That's really the exact same play that South scored on to end the first half. They kind of ran it into the boundary this time with not as much space, but kind of makes the throw a little bit shorter too for Jake, which helps Jake out a little bit. But yeah, just setting those plays up and just doing a great job play calling.
From the 21, 1st and 10. Overload the left side, fake that way. Now DeHaan looking to throw deep, can't find anybody, and then is just dumped back at the 25-yard line. Nate Van Timmeren got there first. Isaac Redmer was right there with him. He lost 3 yards.
Looked like they kind of ran the same exact play again. Kind of faked it to Brinks again and was looking for another one of those seam routes.
40 seconds to go. Boy, the offenses really seemed to sputter in the first half with a lot of punts. Third quarter hasn't been anything but. And frankly, I have to tell you, more like the game I expected. I thought both offenses could move the ball and score. They're finally showing it here in the third. Heavy formation to the wide side, the right side for Jake DeHaan on 2nd down and 14. Fires it right wing, flat rather, incomplete at the 10-yard line. He had Viss open, but just underthrew him.
Yeah, and I like Jake's idea of kind of throwing that ball on a line, but just underthrew it. You know, he had him for maybe a touchdown. I mean, Viss probably would have had to break a tackle or elude a guy to get into the end zone, but he was open, and that's one Jake's going to want to have back for sure.
Big play here, 3rd and 14 from the 25 for South Christian. 4 receivers now to the left side, the short side. Jake goes slant route on the other side to Viss. He's got him at the 15. Redmer hits him first. He still has tacklers that he's dragging. He's near the 1st down, John. He may have picked it up. What a great effort by Carson Viss. That's where that size comes in so handy. How about that play, though? 4 receivers to the left, and they isolate Viss on the right side, and he ran
another
great
one
route
of those
to get open.
Yeah. They got about 4 or 5 plays out of that same motion. Just great play calling, great setup there.
4th and 1 from the 13. Sailors will go for it. The handoff to Brinks. I don't think he got it. He is stuffed at the line of scrimmage. Van Timmeren hit him first. Right there with Van Timmeren was Brendan Naparelski. And Catholic Central, for the 2nd time today, comes up with a big stop in the red zone on 4th down. And that's the way this electric 3rd quarter ends. South Christian, Catholic Central all knotted up at 14. We go to the 4th after these messages on Michigan Sports Radio and the Sailor Zone.
Time to have your vehicle repaired, you can trust the experienced team at Bob's Collision. Working with state-of-the-art technology, your vehicle will be repaired by highly trained craftsmen using the most modern and up-to-date equipment available. From minor dings to major collision repair, the team at the Bob's Collision Auto Repair Shop has the experience, knowledge, and equipment to expertly restore your vehicle to its pre-accident condition. Visit them online at bobscollision.com. For 85 years, Sobey Company has been a premier commercial construction contractor specializing in everything from walls and ceilings to floors and insulation. We have been part of almost every large commercial construction project in West Michigan, including the newly constructed South Christian High School, Byron Center Christian renovations, and 2 expansion projects at Dutton Christian. Our skilled and talented craftsmen can make any interior dream you have on a construction project a reality. Go Sailors!
Well, the 3rd quarter ends with the Bob's Collision hit of the game. Brendan Naparelski on 4th down and 1. Stands up Nate Brinks right at the line of scrimmage. Isaac Redmer was right there to help, and the Cougars turn away South Christian's drive at the 13-yard line. Cougars take over, and on 1st down, Kellen Russell Dixon picks up 10 yards and a 1st down. Bob Sack alongside John Wassink. Todd Scrotenbar, our producer tonight. Jim Chenoweth with the stats, and a great crew joining them. We'll tell you about them later, but we are set for a fantastic 4th quarter here at Cal Falcon Stadium. On 1st and 10, they fake the handoff to Dixon. Wolf keeps it around the right side. Picks up 3 before Caden Dykema slid over from that linebacker spot and made the tackle. Gain of maybe a yard. Call it 2. 2nd down and 8.
It looks like Jake DeHaan's back in the game at that boundary corner spot. We'll see if he got enough fluids in him to sustain his muscles to the end of the game.
Hopefully some good work by D. Kisner.
Yep.
Down on the sideline. 2nd down and 8. They go pistol. Catholic Central, 2 receivers to the right. Handoff is to Dixon. The edge is set nicely by that defensive front of the Sailors. He picked up just a couple before Van Solkema upended him there at the 28. Big 3rd down and 5. Call it 3rd and 6 for the Cougars.
Yeah, Sawyer Tenhoff there. I think he was that boundary defensive end, just taking his guy, ripping him off, and then making the play. Just can't tell you enough about how good those defensive ends are for South.
Empty backfield. Here comes the rush. They throw the tunnel screen again. Apps got it. Slices his way over the 35 to the 37 for a 1st down. Cashin retreating from that middle linebacker spot to make the tackle. But a penalty, a holding call on that tunnel screen will bring this one back. Big penalty there, John, that nullifies the 1st down on a well-executed tunnel screen.
Yeah, you got to expect the Catholic Central to run those tunnel screens anytime on 3rd and long, anything like that. They find every which way to run those little tunnel screens. But yeah, that's a huge penalty. I didn't even see the flag on the field, to be honest. But
so the Cougars go from 1st and 10 to 3rd and 12 at their own 22. Sailors with 4 down linemen show man coverage. The intended throw by Wolf is over the head of Michael, but a flag comes in late. They're going to get an interference call or a holding call on Jake DeHaan. No, it was a Ritzma? Seth Ritzma. Call it pass interference. Tough break for the Sailors after Catholic Central was flagged for a key penalty.
Yeah, that's one of those ones where he didn't really even need to kind of grab him. I think the ball would have just been uncatchable, to be honest. I mean, but that's tough as a DB to not hold and grab and things like that. That's tough.
1st and 10 from the 37. Double tight ends, 2 receivers to each side for Connor Wolf. Empty backfield. Straight back to throw. It's picked off by DeHaan at the 40. He is headed for the end zone. Jake DeHaan with a pick 6. And the South Christian Sailors take the lead 20-14 as one quarterback intercepts another on a beautiful read on an out route. Wow.
Big time play. They've thrown a bunch of those hitches, out routes all game, and he jumped it. He jumped
sure
it.
Did, and I tell you what, let's give credit to D. Kisner. She, the trainer, got that cornerback and quarterback back in the game. He makes the play of the night, and South Christian leads 20-14. Interception.
I wonder if she used, maybe some. I bet she maybe has some mustard packets down there.
All right, for those that don't know what the mustard packet is in the training realm, what exactly is that?
Well, so salt is a big key to hydration. Salt helps you retain liquids, and mustard is very salty. It has a high salt content, and so that's why actually mustard's a common thing for athletes to eat along with food to help with hydration.
Well, whatever she did, it worked as Jake DeHaan pulls off the play of the night with a 40-yard interception return. And John, take us through the mind of Jake and maybe even Burgess, the defensive coordinator, because that's a decision you make after being out there for 3 quarters and watching what they're doing. So how is his mind sort of working throughout the night to get to that point?
Yeah, I bet that was probably about the third, fourth, fifth time that they had kind of thrown a hitch route right in Jake's flat territory. And I bet over the course of those, he's like, hey, one of these next times I see this thing, I'm going to jump it. And it obviously is a risky play, but a play that you take, and it's a risk-reward thing, and he took the risk, but it ended up paying off.
So with 9:49 to go, South Christian, for the third time tonight, has the lead. They led 7-6 after Catholic had scored the game's first touchdown. Sailors scored at the end of the first half to take a 7-6 lead. Another TD on their first drive of the third quarter to make it 14-6. Catholic Central answered with an equalizer touchdown on the next drive and a 2-point conversion. And after South Christian failed to pick up a first down on a fourth down play at the Cougar 21-yard line, or I'm sorry, the Cougar 12-yard line, on 1st and 10, South Christian intercepts the Connor Wolf pass, returns it for the score, and that's where we stand, 21-14. Okay, you've had the situation of Connor Wolf where you throw just a tough pick. How do you, as a quarterback, get your mind back in the right frame?
Yeah, I think the coaches help you out with some play calls. Maybe try to get him an easy completion here on this first play, because you're nervous, you're a little bit upset, and just getting one or two positive plays really gets you back in that frame of mind. So look for them to give Wolf one or two easy completions here on this drive.
Inside zone read to Kellen Russell Dixon. He slices his way over the 25 to the 26, Sawyer 10.5. Slides over from the defensive end to make the tackle. Well, who's been fairly well contained in the second half after a dynamite first half is Billy Michael.
Yeah, no question about it. Look for, if I'm Catholic, I try to get him on one of those tunnel screens here soon that they like to run.
Kellen Russell Dixon picked up 5 on that first down run. Second down and 5 from the 25-yard line. Snap in motion is the H-back. They'll give it to Dixon again. Bounces it outside. Cam Post tracks him down at the 28. Spills him there. Big third down and 2. If you just joined us, Catholic Central with a 42-game winning streak on the line here tonight. They pick up the first down on the Connor Wolf quarterback sneak. First time either team's gone under center tonight, John. We're 4 minutes into the fourth quarter. 42-game winning streak on the line here for Catholic Central. They have not lost to a Grand Rapids area team since 2016 when West Catholic beat them. In the meantime, they've rattled off 3 straight state titles and 5 in the last 6 years. This is a powerhouse, and Danny Brown Sailors have them right where they want them, on the ropes here in the fourth quarter.
No question about it. This is a big-time game. I mean, the momentum in the second half has changed about 3 or 4 different times, and Catholic's a good team. They're gonna respond here.
From the 33, 1st and 10, he lofts it right sideline. Oh, what a catch by Dixon in midfield. And then escorted out of bounds at the 41. Great throw again by Connor Wolf, a 26-yard pass over the outstretched arms of Sawyer Tenhoff, who had come out of the defensive end position to try to stay with Dixon. What a throw and catch.
Yeah, big time response from Wolf there. I mean, that's his first pass since he threw the pick 6, and just threw an absolutely great ball. Great catch too. Great catch by Russell Dixon there.
A little wheel route there. First time they've shown that wrinkle here in this game tonight. From the 42, 1st and 10. Empty backfield, deep drop for Connor Wolf. Throws to the underneath man, Van Timmeren at the 39. He's pushed out of bounds for a short gain of 4. Seth Ritzma was there with Sawyer Tenhoff on the coverage. It's probably the deepest drop we've seen him take tonight, and he really bought some, I thought, extra time on that play.
Yeah, and South's D-line has not been getting as much pressure so far on this drive, at least, that I've seen. I mean, I guess he's only thrown twice, but yeah, he took a nice big drop there, gave him some time, and delivered a ball.
Sailors with 4 down linemen. Here's a quick out pattern completed outside the numbers. Tanner Rock right there to wrestle Michael App down after a 7-yard gain and a first down.
First pass is complete to App.
Ethan Nienhuis into the game, number 54 at the defensive end spot.
First and 10 for the Cougars at the Sailor 30.
South with more sights of a 4-down line formation tonight than they have a lot this year. From the 31st and 10, Russell Dixon in motion to the left, lines up in the slot. Wolf back to throw, guns it, right sideline, complete to Michael. There's that yards after catch. He's still on his feet, dancing down the right sideline to the 12.
First pass is complete to Nicolay.
Before Kisner and Van Solkema came all the way back from the interior line to make the stop. Billy Michael is dangerous.
He is. He is really good after the catch, and that's what happens sometimes on defense. You get a little bit tired and you don't quite get to the ball like you were earlier in the game. And when you don't surround those ball carriers with defenders, that's when guys can break tackles and get loose.
6:40 to go, 1st and 10 at the 13. Here comes the rush, and they've got him. Jake Cashin blitzing from that linebacker spot, found a seam and tracked down Connor Wolf for the big quarterback sack of 10 yards. That's the first time we've seen an inside linebacker blitz all night, and boy, did Andrew Burgess dial it up at the right time.
No question. They hadn't really been putting pressure on him with 4 guys this drive, and so sometimes you got to make something happen with a blitz. What a great call by Andrew Burgess, and it's a tough spot to be in if you're Catholic. Look for them to throw one of these tunnel screens. Look, Michael A's in here in the slot down at the bottom of your screen. Look for one of those little tunnel screens.
Wolf has time, throws over the middle. He's got his man, App at the 10. Dykema shoestrings him at the 8. He's near a first down, or at least back in a good situation down to the 7-yard line. They picked up a good chunk of that 20 yards they needed. Connor Wolf, he's been impressive with his resiliency. Things go bad, and he just answers, doesn't he?
He does. He does. It just, as a team, big response from Catholic right here on this drive. Big couple plays right here. 3rd down, you got to imagine they'd probably go for it on 4th down as well.
Looks left, fade route, left corner to Williams, well covered by Tanner Rock, incomplete. Great defensive work there by the junior cornerback on Jamie Williams, the lanky receiver. He may be, John, I don't know the exact name, this Catholic Central folks would know, but he may be related to Jace Williams, the wide receiver they had that went to Miami of Ohio a few years back. Similar
well,
build.
You could be right. Yeah, they are very similar type of players.
So here we go, 4th down. One of the game's key, if not most important plays here. 4th down and 5 at the 8 for Catholic Central. This big crowd on their feet on the South Christian side. Wolf with 3 receivers to the left, guns it over the middle, incomplete. Overthrew Michael A, but a flag. And actually 2 flags.
One's going to be a sideline penalty on South, I believe. First one's going to be a pass interference on South, and then the other one's going to be a sideline penalty, I believe.
Good coverage. I didn't see the interference there, but that's what the official calls. Billy Michael, the intended target. And after the play, a dead ball foul on South Christian. I'm not sure whether it was a sideline infraction or maybe something that was voiced from the sidelines, but at any rate, the bigger penalty is the first one. It's 1st and goal to go at the 4-yard line. Actually, it'll be the 2 because the first penalty will move it to the 4 and then another half the distance to the goal, moving it at the 2. 5:16 to go. I'll tell you what starts to loom big right now. If Catholic punches this in, place kicking. Doesn't it?
Yeah, that kicker for Catholic Central's nervous right now.
Out of the eye now. Connor Wolf under center. Second man through is Russell Dixon. Plows his way over the right side into the end zone for the touchdown. Todd Colster goes power eye. Great lead block there. Sends Dixon into the end zone for what could be the equalizer. And now Catholic Central will send on a different kicker to attempt the extra point. It's Connor Nielsen. John Meyer attempted the first one. He pulled it to the left. So at halftime, we saw Connor Nielsen warming up. In fact, he's going to get the call. Cam Post is a South Christian sailor shaken up, and it looks like a cramp as well. He's going to be all right. Under his own power, trots off the field. Robbie Laidler will check in for him at that defensive end spot. So Connor Nelson with the biggest boot he'll ever attempt here out of the Billy Michael A. hold. Snap is good, and the kick is true. He nailed it right through, and that's the score, 21-all. We'll take a break. South Christian and Catholic Central, everything we expected here on Michigan Sports Radio and the Sailor Zone.
You have the right insurance agent handling all your insurance needs. It's one of the most secure feelings you can have. Farm Bureau Insurance Agent Pete Quacklar of the Quacklar Insurance Agency will be there for you to bring you peace of mind and to help you and your family through the toughest times of your life. As one of his insureds, you will receive fast, fair, honest, and personal treatment. Please contact Agent Pete Quacklar from the South Christian High School's class of 1988, 616-583-8300, or find him on southchristiansports.com. The Quacklar Insurance Agency celebrating 29 years of service with Farm Bureau Insurance.
Well, the operative word here certainly is sweet, because that's what this game has turned into. Just an absolute delight. Everything we expected. 21-all, 5 minutes to go in this one. After that Cougar score, kickoff comes to Jackson Hake, takes it at the 10, breaks a tackle. He is in the clear down the left sideline. Jackson Hake will go the distance. An 88-yard kickoff return, and South Christian is right back on top, 28-21. How about that? South Christian with a special teams play for the ages on that one. Jackson Hake, who had a 65-yard return last week at TK off a safety kickoff, and it was almost the same play. They set up that return to the left side, and he darted right down the sideline, north to south, John. No cuts at all. He found the hole.
Maybe a fingertip or two got him, but I don't even know if he got touched there. I mean, that was a big hole, and he's got some speed, and he used it.
Wow, Jackson Hake with I believe it was an 88-yard kickoff return to put South Christian back on top. Nate Brink's on for the extra point over the outstretched arms of Dixon. He's got it through, and it's 28-21 with 4:59 to go. We'll keep it right here. Tell you what happened on the previous drive. But first, let me recap what's happened tonight, because this has been just a terrific football game. Catholic Central led 6-0 for most of the first half. They scored their first TD 7 minutes in. South Christian would take the lead 7-6 with just 5 seconds to go in the first half on a beautiful 32-yard TD strike from Jake DeHaan to Seth Ritzma. Sailors took the opening kickoff in the second half, moved 75 yards down the field, scored a touchdown to take a 14-6 lead. Catholic answered with a beautiful drive, capped off with a Connor Wolf TD pass, made it 14-14. South Christian would score again on a terrific drive, Catholic Central answered with a beautiful drive, and that's the one, John, you can tell us about it before this great kickoff return.
Yeah, that one was 10 plays for 80 yards, took 4 minutes and 37 seconds. That was the one when that was capped off by that Russell Dixon 2-yard TD run. And wow, what a game. Holy cow. So many momentum changes in the second half. I mean, this is really the game that we everybody came to see. Not that the first half wasn't a good game, but this second half has been incredible.
John, I told somebody today, they asked me what my prediction was, and I told them it's 35-23 South. And as this kick sails into the end zone, and I have to tell you, at halftime I'm thinking, that was a really stupid prediction. But all of a sudden, it's not looking that bad, is it? The offenses have lit it up here in the second half with a little help from the special teams. Well, and actually the defenses too, because South's had the big plays. That's been the difference. They've made 2 colossal plays here tonight. The DeHaan interception for pick 6 and the kickoff return.
Yeah, both coaches have really made, it's been big plays like you just mentioned, but it's really been, both teams have made pretty good adjustments, especially mostly on the offensive side. Both teams have moved the ball really well in the second half. Defensively, both teams would see if it really comes down to a stop here. Which team can get a stop?
There's a delayed handoff to Dixon. A lot of room over the right side. 2 flags in. That'll probably bring this nice gain back. Likely a holding call. That's the third holding penalty on the Cougars that has negated a first down tonight.
Catholic has 8 penalties for 65 yards tonight. Most of the time tonight, they've been able to overcome them with some big plays, but you don't want to make a living doing that.
It's pretty ironic when you look at the scoreboard. You realize the Catholic Central offense has actually outscored the South Christian offense tonight. 3 touchdowns to 2, but it's the pick 6 by DeHaan and then the kickoff return. 1st and 10, beautiful throw to the wide side of the field from Wolf to Michael A. He's got it and out of bounds right at the 20. Picked up a little bit of that yardage back, brings it to 2nd and 10. Connor Wolf really throws a nice out route. Puts a lot of zip on that ball on those long horizontal passes.
Yeah, that might not have looked like much of a throw on the screen, but there was a defender sitting right in the throwing lane. He threw it right over top of him. That was a really good throw.
Another penalty. And a illegal procedure. It's their 9th penalty and their 5th illegal procedure. So really it's been the holding calls, which have negated 3 first downs, and it's been 5 illegal procedure penalties, which has really put the Cougars behind the chains throughout the night. The clock starts to become a factor here if they don't pick up this first down. 2nd down and 15. Wolf with a lot of time. Throws that tunnel screen to Michael. Oh, what a defensive play. He's able to break 1 tackle, 2, now 3. He's got room into the secondary. Seth Ritzma finally shucks him to the ground at the 34. That was all Billy Michael A on that tunnel screen, which seemed to be slow developing, but number 4 made it work.
Yeah, that's a huge play. I mean, great play by Michael A, but no excuses if you're South's defense. I mean, there were several guys had their arms around him. You got to bring him down, and that's a huge play.
Quick out to Dixon. Look out, this could be a lateral. Nope, they call it incomplete. Very close to being a lateral. That's the first time they've tried to get Dixon out in space on those screens, which I thought we'd see a little bit more of.
Yeah, I think typically they like to do, besides the tunnel screens, they like to do those little bubble screens. And, like you said, we haven't seen much of that tonight. Really haven't seen much of number 11 either. They threw that one wheel route to Van Timmerman. They threw that one wheel route to him. We haven't seen much of him since.
On 2nd and 10, Wolf's pass over the middle on a deep in route to Michael A's a little bit behind him, and Billy Michael A just could not hang on and sets up 3rd and 10. All right, so John, let's suppose the Cougars do not pick up this first down, and it's an incomplete pass. Do they go for it on 4th down? Let's see. 3-man rush. Here comes Wolf rolling right. Slings it along the right sideline. He's got his receiver, and my hypothetical is out the door because Billy Michael wrestles his way for the first down. Check that was Michael App. Corralled over there by Tanner Rock, and how about that? They pick it up when they needed it on 3rd and 10 again.
Another just outstanding play by App there. I mean, he was stopped 3 yards short of that first down and just fought his way. That can't happen if you're the DB for South. You got to stop him short there.
They fake to Dixon, now go deep down the right sideline over the top. Flag comes in late. It's either going to be a hold on the cornerback on the route or a late hit on Cam Post.
Yeah, Catholic Central there ran a little double move. They ran a little hitch and go, and the DB just grabbed a hold of him. He was going to get beat, and he grabbed a hold of him.
Clock shows 3:39, 28-21. This drive that started at the 25-yard line has moved into South Christian territory at the 46, 1st and 10. Out of the pistol, and the give is to Russell Dixon on the outside zone read. He squirts his way along the sideline near the marker for a first down. Boy, he's got some acceleration. It just really gives him a second jet almost when he gets into that past the initial line of scrimmage.
Now let's see if Andrew Burgess dials up another one of those blitzes here. Catholic's got a little bit of momentum on this drive. They haven't been generating a ton of pressure with just their 4-man rush. Let's see if he dials up a blitz.
Outside zone run again by Dixon. Just powers his way inside the 40 down to the 35 for another first down. They've really mixed it up well on this drive with the run and the pass.
Yeah, Russell Dixon, 15 carries for 81 yards tonight. Nothing super explosive, but just been chugging away with Russell Dixon throughout the game, and 15 for 81. That's pretty good on the ground.
1st and 10 from the 35. 3 receivers to the left. Timeout, Danny Brown here. And John, I see that timeout, and I have to ask this. Think about this. You got a pick 6 by DeHaan. You got a kickoff return by Hake. That defense has been on the field a lot here in the second half. Maybe Danny calls timeout just to sort of stem the tide a little bit.
Yeah, not a horrible timeout call. I mean, Catholic's got a little bit of momentum on this drive and gives you time to maybe scheme up a blitz or two if you want to try to shoot something different at them. Yeah, and like you said, they've just been out there for a long time.
Paris Motors is owned and operated by the Newick family for over 60 years. It's a 4th generation of graduates of South Christian High School. They specialize in cars, vans, trucks, and SUVs priced between $5,000 and $20,000. They're the past recipient of Michigan's Quality Dealer of the Year, one award annually given by the Michigan Independent Automobile Dealers Association. That's Paris Motors, remembering a true sailor is a model of perseverance and integrity in both wins and losses on and off the field. Tonight's broadcast is sponsored in part by River Ridge Dentistry and Boulder Plumbing. 1st and 10, 3 minutes even to go here in this 4th quarter. Connor Wolf back to throw. Here comes the blitz from Cashin over the middle to Michael Egg. High points the ball at the 21. Teasmo was right there. Great throw, great catch. 18-yard gain with Cashin bearing down on Connor Wolf.
Yeah, they dialed up one of those blitzes, but just didn't quite get there in time, and great delivery by Matthew Wolf there.
1st and 10 from the 22. Wolf guns it right side to Michael App. Tanner wraps him up along with Caden Dykema. Picked up about 8 outside the numbers. Now with 2:28 to go, Catholic Central will probably slow down the offense a little bit here because, frankly, if they score, they don't want to give Jake DeHaan much time. Indeed, the handoff is to Russell Dixon. He stood up at the line but is able to wiggle his way inside the 10 to about the 9. That's another first down. It's 1st and goal with 2:13 to go.
In on the tackle. 1st and goal, Cougars.
Yeah, South defense just kind of looks tired right now, don't they? Early in the game, they were really dominating up front. Their defensive line was really controlling the line of scrimmage, and Catholic's really controlling it right now.
Russell Dixon on the delayed handoff, and he just barrels his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Catholic Central. Kellen Russell Dixon with a 10-yard push, and we are an extra point away from yet another tie, which would be our third tie of the game. Connor Nielsen on to attempt the extra point out of the Michael A. hold. 1:52 to go. And you start to wonder now if this does truly become a battle of attrition. Who's got enough gas left in the tank in this fourth quarter? Nielsen eyes the hole. The snap is good. The kick is blocked. It is blocked, and it falls short. Connor Nielsen's extra point was deflected at the line of scrimmage and flailed just inside or just outside the crossbar. I think it was Austin Teasma that may have got a hand on it. How about that? The kicking game comes to fruition. I
couldn't even tell if he. I think it came out really low too. I mean, it was deflected, but I'm not sure that would have even made it over the crossbar. If that, I don't know.
I think you're right. The ball. You look at the last extra point Nielsen booted was lofted high. This one just was a line shot. And to the Sailors' credit, I think it was Teasma who got a paw on it. It deflected. It was about a foot away from going over the crossbar. It just kind of fluttered, and you just held your breath for a momentary in time there. So now,
this game's far from over, though. Catholic Central's got 3 timeouts, and until South gets at least 1 or 2 first downs on the ground, this thing's far from over.
So this game will come down to that Sailor offensive line trying to get a push. Cougars again with all 3 timeouts. John Meyer tees it up at the 40. Now we look for an onside kick. South Christian with 10 receivers inside of about 12 yards. The proverbial hands team ready for this onside kick. But Meyer will boot it deep at the 10-yard line. Skurs got it, and he is just swallowed up and spilled at the 15. That's about as good as you could ask for Catholic Central on the kick coverage. They're banking, Todd Colster's banking on his defense and the timeouts to get the ball back one more time in good field position.
No question. And I can't blame them either. I mean, Catholic is really, they've kind of controlled the line of scrimmage in this fourth quarter, especially with their offensive line has controlled South's defensive line in this fourth quarter, and he's got faith in his defense here.
28-27, a minute 47 to play. Sailors 1st and 10 at the 17. Nate Brinks to the left shoulder of Jake DeHaan. 2 receivers out to the right, but this will be the Brinks and DeHaan ground game here on first down. It's DeHaan with a quarterback keeper all the way around the left end. Tries to pick his way, maybe got a couple. Immediate timeout from the Cougars. That's the first of 3 available. So they run Colster. They run DeHaan with Brinks as the lead blocker. Really, Jake in effect is a running back at this point. So you go to, is there a page in the playbook that can provide some misdirection here, because you know Catholic's going to sell out?
Yeah, I mean, maybe do one of those read options. Sometimes those can be a little risky with, is he going to pull it? Is he going to keep it? But sometimes that can provide you with a little bit of misdirection because they just don't know who's getting the ball. I mean, at the end of the day, it really does come down to your offensive line against their defensive line. If you can get enough push and you can get 4 to 5 yards a pop, that's going to win you the game.
And you could perhaps try a bootleg, try something a little wide side, but the athletes are so good for Catholic Central, it's going to be tough to win it with speed. Second down and 9 at the 18. Timeout, and it's called by Danny Brown. And with one timeout now for the Sailors, they'll keep it right here. 1:42 to go. South Christian up 28-27. A 42-game winning streak on the line here for Grand Rapids Catholic Central. They're 10-5 in this all-time series against the Sailors. Last South Christian win, you remember, 2014, 41-14. One of those wins in that era, in your era, came at Fifth Third Park, if I recall, too.
Yep, that was that year. That was 2014, 41-14. My junior year it came down to overtime, actually. Went into overtime, and we won in overtime my junior year.
Overtime probably not likely at this juncture with the score a 1-point margin, but who knows. Second and 9 from the 18. DeHaan fakes a quick out. Now he's going to run. He's got room up the middle. Look out. He breaks into the secondary. It is a foot race. Kellen Russell Dixon chasing him to the 20-10-5. Touchdown, South Christian. Jake DeHaan with a 82-yard touchdown run. And the Sailors strike with the big play again for the third time tonight. The seas parted, John, on a great call and a great fake by Jake, and wonderful blocking up front.
Yeah, huge play. I mean, I can't say game winner at this point, but just huge play. Jake DeHaan's got 21 carries tonight for 185 yards,
and almost half of them on coming on that one play. So the all-important extra point here. Sailors, do you go for two, or do you just boot it through and count on your defense to stop a two-point conversion on the other end if Catholic rallies for a last-second touchdown?
Yeah, I think you kick it through the uprights and have faith in your defense to guard a two-point conversion. What's going through my mind right now is, should Jake DeHaan maybe have not scored there? I don't know that you can kneel it and quite run the clock out if you would have gone short of the end zone. But you could take a lot of time off the clock and you still would have been up by 1 point.
With roughly 95 yards to go, yeah.
Yeah.
But that's a hard. Have you ever been in that situation?
I did in my senior year against Edwardsburg in that shootout game. I don't know if you remember that one.
55-52, yeah.
I did. I had a breakaway at the end of the game, and I ended up going down. But we talked about that, I think, in the huddle before.
Sailors are going for two. They are trying to salt this one away with a two-point conversion here that would make it a 36-27 game. Brinks to the left, DeHaan to throw, drops back, throws over the middle, he's got his man! Two-point conversion is good! And South Christian leads by 2 scores with 1:30 to go on a gutty call. Caught by, I think it was Seth Ritzma, wasn't it? Over the middle, how about that?
Yeah, gutsy call there, and it paid off. That's a big time call, but bigger time play.
I'm not sure I would have guessed that if one of the two teams would win this game by virtue of multiple big plays, it would have been South Christian. I'm not sure. That's been, I think, a little bit of a surprise tonight, but I think it speaks to the testimony of the great athletes that the Sailors have. And really,
no question. And you're right. I mean, Catholic has been a powerhouse these last few years, but I mean, this is somewhat the epitome of what South Christian football has been over the years. You know, Catholic's been that of late, but South has had runs of its own where it just wins football games just because the guys make big plays, and that's what South has done tonight.
And the fans are starting to smell it here. Starting to sense that this one is in the books with a 2-score lead. 2 timeouts left for Catholic Central. Brinks will dial up another monster kickoff through the end zone. Boy, he's a weapon, isn't he? You cannot overestimate the field position, how he has shifted that tonight, both with his punting game and his kickoffs.
Yeah, and he just neutralized any sort of big-time athlete that a team would have as a returner. I mean, we saw South return one tonight. That's a huge momentum shift. And if you can just take that element completely out of the game, that's a huge advantage.
Well, the kicking game definitely plays a role. I'm not sure if the Sailors go for a 2-point conversion there if they're up by 6 in that situation, had that previous extra point by Catholic not been blocked. 1st and 10, Wolf to throw. He's got App on a slant route from the wide side. Couldn't hang on. Incomplete. 1:26 to go. Be second down.
Yeah, what a great game by Jake DeHaan. Obviously, offensively, 184 yards passing and a touchdown, 185 yards rushing and a touchdown, and then also that pick 6.
On 2nd and 10, Wolf has his pass batted away. I think it was Van Solkema that got the paw up there to. Nope, Cam Post. They'll give credit for it. 3rd down and 10. Stay with us after the game for the Van Solkema Family Farms post-game show. We'll have this recap of an outstanding football game tonight, all the statistics from the game, John Wassing's closing thoughts as well. That's all ahead on the Van Solkema Family Farms post-game show. 3rd and 10, flag on the play. Wolf airmails an in or out intended for Michael A. Penalty looks like it'll go on Catholic Central. Illegal procedure again. That's their 6th infraction of that nature. It's declined. So here we go, 4th down and 10, and this crowd comes to life. And 3 years of frustration just about to be let loose on the South Christian sideline. Connor Wolf swings it out to Michael in the left flat. He's got some room, breaks a tackle out of Rock's grasp. Very close to the 1st down. It's going to be gained by literally a nose of the football. So the Cougars stay alive. They're going to need bigger chunk plays than that to traverse this field. Wolf straight back to throw. Quick in route complete at the 40. That's another 1st down to App.
Wolf's pass is complete.
Nate Fenema there on the stop, keeping everything in front of him. Todd Colster takes a timeout, and that leaves them with just 1 remaining.
After the Catholic Central timeout.
I want to thank our great crew tonight. Todd Scrotenborough is our producer, with Levi Heising and Levi Heisman. Double Levi handling production assistant and camera work. Thanks to Nikolai Wordhouse for his good work spotting night. Tim Chenoweth with the statistics. And John, it's been everything we hoped for. Just an outstanding football game between 2 programs that had eyed this clash for some time, and it has lived up to its billing.
Yeah, no question about it. It's just so much fun. Friday night football, big time games like this, perfect weather.
1st and 10 from the 40. Wolf to throw, right sideline, over the head of Billy Michaelay's outstretched arms. Fenema there on the coverage.
2nd and 10.
DeHaan still in the game. Sort of at almost like a nickel position right now. Not at a corner spot, but sort of a strong safety or nickel back. Also in the secondary is Tanner Rock. He's done a nice job. Wolf on 2nd down. Hits Michaelay outside the left hash. Seth Ritzma, who's come up with some big plays all night long on both sides of the football, makes the stop. So 3rd and 4 at the 45 with 40 seconds to play. Wolf to throw over the middle on a crossing route to Van Timmeren. He gets out of bounds. just past the first down marker. That'll move the chains and stop the clock with 36 seconds to go. Nate Van Timmeren's been held in check. That's, I think, his second or third catch tonight. Big tight end headed to Central Michigan next year.
Yeah, clock's your biggest enemy if you're Catholic Central right now. It's just running out of time.
Wolf with a lot of time, guns it to App at the 30 on a deep post route for a first down. DeHaan made the tackle. But South Christian giving them the space. That's what they're going to do. Let Catholic chew up some clock. Out of the gun. Wolf looks for Dixon, avoids the rush by Dykman, now throws to the end zone. He's got Williams in the back corner for the score. Beautiful throw and catch. Connor Wolf avoiding Dykema's shoestring rush there. And Jamie Williams got loose, and beautiful throw.
Yeah, great throw. Great escape by Wolf there. It's just tough to cover that long, you know. If you're a defensive back, it's tough to cover that long, especially against some good athletes. And Wolf bought enough time and delivered a strike.
So, John, we come down to an onside kick.
Yep.
That is what this game will ultimately fall to. John Meyer now back on to attempt the extra point out of the Michael A. hold. His kick is through. 36-34 with 20 seconds to go after that impressive drive by Catholic Central. They will not go away. And you said it 3 minutes ago. This one's not over yet.
No, it's still not over. I mean, what a tremendous game by Wolf. 24 completions for 354 yards so far tonight.
How many attempts? He's thrown the ball 50 times? 40? 24 out of 40.
24 out of 40.
Big drive there for the Cougars. Just 75 yards again, and they did it in less than 2 minutes. Minute 33 I think consumed, and Connor Wolf with some pinpoint passing to move them down the field.
Yeah, 9-play drive. It went 80 yards in a minute and 56 seconds, and ended in that 27-yard touchdown pass from Wolf to Williams.
Well, the celebration is not quite ready yet. It's going to be delayed. It's going to be determined on what happens on this onside kick. South Christian with Brinks, DeHaan, Ritzema, Rock, Weiss, Nitz, Teasma, Cashin. Anybody who can catch the football is lined up within 15 yards of the place kick from John Meyer. He's got it lined up, looking likely to boot it to his right side, formation's left side. Squibbs, I don't know if it's going to get 10 yards. Seth Ritzma, who else, falls on it. And that should do it. South Christian Seth Ritzma has come up with a big touchdown reception and a key two-point conversion, which in the end turns out to be the difference tonight. Fittingly falls on that onside kick, and now we are literally a knee away. A couple knees away. I think Todd Colster's got one timeout left here. 1 or 2 snaps away, and the victory formation is in place. And this big crowd comes to their feet. You can hear them roar on the near sideline. Double safety, and Colster he's not going to use the timeout. He's going to concede it, and that's the way it's going to end. South Christian 36, Catholic Central 34. The Sailors ranked number 1 in Division 4, maintain their unbeaten record in hand. Grand Rapids Catholic Central, their first loss to a Grand Rapids team since 2016, and the Cougars' first loss in 43 games. What a game, what a night here tonight at East Kentwood's Falcon Stadium. We'll take a 2-minute break, come back, and tell you how it all happened. The Van Solkema Family Farms post-game show is on deck on Michigan Sports Radio and the Sailor Zone.
To everyone who loves great food, let us make you a meal the Wisconsin way.
We cook each Butterburger to order for you and the people you love, so it's the best part of your day.
The best.
The best.
And every creamy scoop of fresh frozen custard, pure happiness.
Pure happiness.
Pure happiness. Because where Culver's comes from.
And the heart of America's Dairyland.
Our love.
Our love for fresh food is as strong as our love for all of you.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious.
Bowling is a great time that combines great friends, football, and bowling. Compete against your friends or family, throwing a football at 10 real bowling pins. You can bring in your own food, or they have a pair of 45-foot bars featuring soft drinks and adult beverages. Visit bowlingwarehouse.com, Grand Rapids, to reserve your lanes.
Founded in 1969, J&H Family Stores has grown from a single tank truck to over 50 convenience store locations in West Michigan. Our locations offer a variety of fuel options ranging from Exxon, Mobil, Marathon, and Citgo. At many of our stores, you'll also be pleased to find a Tim Hortons or Subway. Find the location near you by visiting myjhfamilystores.com. There's one in your neighborhood.
Located just 20 minutes from Grand Rapids and Kent City, the Falls at Barber Creek is one of Michigan's premier golfing destinations. The beautifully designed 18-hole public golf course welcomes golfers of all ages and skill levels. Its challenging track with dramatic elevation changes through breathtaking scenery, including a 40-foot waterfall, makes it a place you're definitely going to want to play. Check out the course with a drone flyover and reserve your tee times at thefallsatbc.com.
Thanks for coming in. Let's take a look. As I mentioned over the phone, wear and tear.
Oh man, they're never gonna buy this thing. Wear and tear? Well, there's the coffee stain on the seat. It needs new brakes. All four wheels squeak. The passenger door doesn't even have a handle. Not to mention that one time I went to my uncle's farm and backed up into a truck full of shit.
Should about cover it. You're all set.
Oh.
Don't overthink it. Seller.
Welcome back to East Kentwood's Falcons Stadium. Tonight's post-game show brought to you by Van Solkema Family Farms. And what a game it was tonight. South Christian prevails 36-34 over the Catholic Central Cougars in an absolute thriller tonight. Everything we expect the number one team in Division 4, South Christian, holding off the number one team in Division 5, Catholic Central, breaks the Cougars' 42-game winning streak, hands Catholic Central their first loss at the hands of a West Michigan team since 2016. And they did it, South Christian did it in thrilling fashion tonight with big plays all over the field. And hard to believe this was 7-6 at halftime. 7-6 at halftime, and it ends up 36-34. And just an electrifying second half here tonight at Falcon Stadium. Here's your scoring recap, and it was a dandy. Again, 7-6 at half, one touchdown in the first quarter. Came off the arm of Connor Wolf, a 21-yard TD pass to Billy Michael A. Most of that garnered by Michael A's outstanding yards after catch. Made it 6-0 with 7 minutes to go in the first quarter. South Christian would stay trailing 6-0 throughout the entire first half until they scored with 5 seconds to go. Jake DeHaan's 32-yard TD pass to Seth Ritzma capped off a 75-yard drive in a minute 23. Gave the Sailors a 7-6 lead by virtue of a missed extra point off the foot of John Meyer by Catholic Central after that first touchdown. 7-6 was the score at the halftime break. In the third quarter, the fireworks began. South Christian took the kickoff, moved right down the field, and scored a touchdown on their first possession to make it 14-6. It was Carson Viss on the Philly special. Little razzle-dazzle from backup quarterback with a pass to the starting quarterback. A 6-yard TD pass capped an 80-yard drive, made it 14-6 with 5:47 to go in the third. Catholic Central answered immediately. They moved 68 yards on 7 plays. A key fourth down conversion eventually led to a 28-yard touchdown pass from Connor Wolf to Michael App. The 2-point conversion was good, and we were tied at 14 with 3:30 to go in the third quarter. South Christian wasted no time, though, on the next possession moving down the field. They were eventually stopped on downs and turned it over. That gave Catholic Central 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. They picked up a first down, but then on a first down play, Jake DeHaan picked off an out route, read it perfectly, and scooted into the end zone for a 40-yard pick six. That made it 21-14 with 9:49 to go in the fourth quarter. Catholic again responded, this time and again moving 80 yards in 10 plays. Kellen Russell Dixon capping that drive off with a 2-yard touchdown run. Key penalty on fourth down gave new life to the Cougar drive, and with 5:12 to go in the game, it was tied at 21-21. The ensuing kickoff was returned 88 yards by Jackson Hake for a touchdown. He found the C's parting along the left numbers, sprinted right to the end zone, nearly untouched, made it 28-21 with 5 minutes to go in the game. Catholic Central responded again. Guess what? With another 80-yard drive, again taking 10 plays. This time, Russell Dixon would score his second touchdown on the ground. The extra point, though, was blocked, and that made it 28-27 with 1:52 to go in the football game. South Christian, in an apparent effort to run out the clock, on a 2nd down and 7 at their own 17, called the quarterback keeper, Jake DeHaan, found a seam at the line of scrimmage, got to the second level, and then it was a foot race to the end zone, 83 yards for the score, made it 34-27, and the Sailors decided to go for 2, and at that time it seemed like just icing on the cake. In the end, it wouldn't be. It would be more than that. They did hit the 2-point conversion. DeHaan found Seth Ritzma on a quick in route, made it 36-27 with 1:30 to go. Guess what? Catholic Central wasn't done. They moved 80 yards in 9 plays. Took a minute 19, and with 20 seconds to go, scored to make it 36-33. They kicked the extra point. 36-34 was the score, and the onside kick was recovered by Seth Ritzma, and that's the way it ended. 36-34. South Christian wins it. John Wasik, we'll get to your comments in a bit, but first go through the stats because the numbers were calculated fervently by Tim Chenoweth, our stat man tonight.
Yeah, no question. I mean, score ended up tight and the stats ended up tight. Total yards for Catholic Central, 453. Total yards for South Christian, 432. Penalties were in favor of South. Catholic had 9 penalties for 66 yards. South only had 5 for 43 yards. And 2 tremendous efforts by the quarterbacks tonight. Connor Wolf for Catholic Central, 24 of 40 for 354 yards and 3 touchdowns. Jake DeHaan for South Christian, 19 of 29 for 184 yards and a touchdown. And then also ran 21 times for 185 yards as well and a touchdown. Just two tremendous efforts by the quarterbacks. And obviously Jake also had that 40-yard pick six, which was a huge part in the game as well.
Big plays really the difference. 3 massive chunk plays, the pick six, the kickoff return, and the 82-yard run at the end. Those are plays that happen with individual talent. But I always am a believer, John, that those plays happen because you've got the other guys on the field doing the right things, whether it's blocking, whether it's decoying, whatever the case may be. And I think that was the case. The DeHaan interception doesn't happen without good coverage right there from the other secondary defender as well. So big plays, yeah, they seem a little flukish, but they really are a result of just an outstanding level of preparation and execution.
Yeah, football is the ultimate team game. And, you simply just can't win football games without 11 guys working together each and every snap. And I can't give enough credit to those guys up front. The skill guys mostly always get all the credit, but those guys up front work hard each and every play, and they are huge determining factors on who wins and loses football games.
this was one of those games where you kind of feel like that term outlasted applies, because these kids on both sides worked their tails off tonight, gave it all they had, left it all out there. And in the end, it was just one team that had a couple more big plays than the other. Just a terrific, terrific high school football game tonight. Let's talk about the emotional, psychological side of it. You said it late in the broadcast, two outstanding programs. They've both been here before in the sense of having so much tradition. But for South Christian, this is beating arguably, I guess I'd throw Rockford in there as well, but this is beating the program that has set the bar over the last 4 years. Just how good does it feel for Danny Brown and his staff clawing, fighting to get to this peak?
Yeah, I'm sure it feels tremendous. And, I bet their team, I bet South's team, the coaches, the players, I bet they all knew. They didn't know. I guess they probably had a good feeling that they were this good. But to go out there and prove it is a different thing, and that's what they did tonight. I think they proved it. And, for Catholic, speaking on the other end, I think Catholic, I bet they don't lose a step the rest of the year. I know they lost tonight, but, I don't see them probably losing another game on their regular season schedule and in Division 5. I don't think I see them losing the rest of the way either.
Yeah, that is actually a very astute point, and it's something that we could talk about, but you know what? We'll save that for another time because there's a lot of football left, a lot of postseason. Catholic Central next week returns home. They get Ottawa Hills. They're, in all candor, their tough part of the OK Gold schedule is complete. They've faced South, they faced Cedar, they faced Forest Hills Eastern. They should cruise to a one-loss record. The other game that we're watching tonight, and we'll keep an eye on, is TK at Forest Hills Eastern, because all of a sudden now, Forest Hills Eastern, with the loss last week, could win out and host South Christian for the conference crown, or at least a share of it, on that final Friday night of the season, a mere 3 weeks away. So that is fun to have that element still out there. South Christian is back here next Friday night to host the Wayland Wildcats. And then after that, go to Kenowa Hills the following week. So their schedule, based on records, gets a little easier. Forest Hills Eastern knocking off TK right now 17-3 in the third. So they're perhaps on their way to winning again. And they, too, will have a good matchup with Cedar Springs still ahead. But that last game could be fun to look forward to here as we come down the home stretch. John, great job tonight. Next week, Joey Sutherland will sit in for me. I'll be at the 96.1 studios hosting the show on Friday night live downtown. Joey will be here. You guys will be back in the box with Todd and Tim and the crew. And we'll see you in 2 weeks at Kenowa Hills for the Sailors' 8th week against the Knights. And then they close it on the 21st of October at Forest Hills Eastern. But for now, all that matters is an incredible win tonight that this team will relish and enjoy for at least a few hours. Big day tomorrow with Victory Day just to cap off this weekend. And I hope to see you all out at South Christian High School soccer field tomorrow afternoon for that. What a game tonight. Just so glad you could join us, spend your Friday evening with us. Delighted to have you alongside for our crew, Todd Scrotenborough, the Levis, and our spotter, Nikolai Wordhouse, statistician Tim Chenoweth, and, of course, color analyst John Wassink. This is Bob Sack saying so long, everybody. Have a great weekend. Once again, the final score, Grand Rapids South Christian 36, Grand Rapids Catholic Central 34.
Hello, West Michigan sports fans. I am Mark Kimball. I'm president of the Grand Rapids Sports Hall of Fame. This is our 50th year, and in our 50th year, we like to sit around and chat about all the great things that have happened in the world of sports in our community. I need your help in helping me remember which of those athletes, teams, and events were the most important or the most fun for you to participate in. We're running a series of surveys that are asking for your input in identifying your favorite sporting event over the last 50 years. Some of my favorite events were the very first Whitecaps game or the very first Hoops game. What were your favorite events? And then I like to think about who are the best athletes that we've seen in the last 50 years, both from a female and a male perspective. And finally, tell me who your favorite team is and what they accomplished over the last